What's up, everybody? Welcome to our first edition of the Home Team Watch Party presented by Lowe's. Adam Aizer and Will Brinson getting ready. We're the opening acts. Dante Hall is coming on soon. Shawne Merriman's coming on soon. We're going to talk some football. We're going to watch the Chiefs and the Chargers. Will, we're watching week 2 of the NFL season. Please don't tear your ACL.
Yeah, Adam, rough day for fantasy owners. Nick Bosa, rough day for football players, really. Nick Bosa likely tore his ACL, and the Giants reportedly fear that Saquon Barkley tore his ACL as well. By the way, James Conner almost broke off a long touchdown run. Just short. They would have covered for the Steelers and probably done some damage to some fantasy leagues. Imagine if it's just a meaningless touchdown run, because I think they can take. Well, I guess the Broncos have.
Yeah, they're up 5. Yeah. Now what are they going to do? Take a knee?
I mean, probably.
Broncos have one timeout. It's 1st and goal for the Steelers. We'll see if they'll punch it in. It's the first time I'm watching games live and talking to an audience. If you have any questions, fire away. The injuries are the big story today, and we're waiting for that Chiefs-Chargers game to get going here. But Barkley, they fear a torn ACL. Christian McCaffrey left with an ankle injury. Devontae Adams left with a hamstring injury. Drew Lock, Jimmy Garoppolo, Tevin Coleman, Raheem Mostert, Cam Akers, Cortland Sutton, Nick Bosa, David Montgomery, he came back, thankfully. Rashad Perryman, Paris Campbell, Sterling Shepard. It's really hard to remember a day like this. High-profile injuries and tough stuff. Meanwhile, Will and I are facing each other in a fantasy matchup. I'm sure everybody's interested in that. So I'll keep you all posted. But he Matt Ryan to me, so not looking good for me.
I mean, it's a really close game. I don't know what you're talking about.
Is it?
I mean, I'm projected for 152 and you're projected for 142.
Oh, okay. All right. You have a big lead, but here's Kyler. I've got Kyler Murray going. I got a chance. I got
Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I mean, all my guys have gone.
Okay.
Except for Will Fuller and Travis Kelsey.
Well, let's talk a little football here before we get into the Chiefs-Chargers game, right? What early game has stood out to you? Rams with a big win on the road against the Eagles. They're 2-0. They've beaten Dallas and Philadelphia. Cowboys trailing right now. They have the ball. That game's not over. Tampa Bay gets a win. Anything jump out to you? Touchdown. Cardinals, DeAndre Hopkins. Oh, he's pretty good. What's up, Will? What stood out to you?
I mean, I guess this is probably cheating, but I would say that the Colts throttling the Vikings stood out to me in a big way. I mean, Minnesota's defense is apparently terrible.
Yeah.
Like they gave 100 rushing yards to Jonathan Taylor. Phillip Rivers threw a pick, but was largely effective. Paris Campbell got hurt in that game. Big bounce back spot for the Colts. I mean, they had to come back and win that game. And then, I mean, Minnesota mustered 11 points. Kirk Cousins finished 11 of 26 for 113 yards and 3 interceptions. Dalvin Cook wasn't extremely effective running the ball. I mean, I just think like Minnesota wants to be this like run heavy, defense team. And I don't know that they can do either very well.
No, I mean, that was a big concern.
Yeah, that's our buddy Brady Quinn on the Cardinals call, by the way.
Dak Prescott airing it out. You think Michael Gallup can catch one thing? Don't call it incomplete. I'll tell you, man, Michael Gallup is my most regretted fantasy pick. I'm very upset with myself for having him on this team. But I'll pick a game that stood out to me. I'd say the Rams.
Yeah.
It's a great start and a big win, and it's a concern for the Eagles. They're 0-2, and Carson Wentz, 26 of 43. That's now 9 games in a row with more than 40 pass attempts, or 40 or more. 10 games in a row with 39 or more. So he's still airing it out. They do get Miles Sanders back. They get their running game going, but it's as big of a win for the Rams as it is a loss for the Eagles. 2 teams that are going right now in opposite directions, 2-0 and 0-2.
It's a huge loss for the Eagles. I mean, this team looks. And by the way, Washington. I mean, I know they're down 7-0, and I think that the Cardinals will take care of business against them. But Washington has a real chance in the division. I mean, like you say, we don't think the Giants are any good, right? They're 0-2,
and they just lost their best player.
And the Cowboys are likely going to be 0-2. We know that the Eagles are 0-2. I mean, Washington is in play in this division, I feel like.
Well, this division's nuts. They haven't had a repeat
terrible again
since like 2003, 2004. That was the last time there was a repeat winner in the division. Is the type of division where the Eagles can go from having the second pick in the draft to winning the Super Bowl. I mean, it's just it's always a surprise in the NFC East. In terms of fantasy, we'll take a look at the leaderboards here. I know Gardner Minshew's having a big day. Let's see if he's QB1. Matt Ryan's QB1. Ryan Tannehill, Josh Allen, Minshew. Like, Will, are we just going to see a lot more offense this year? Because Gardner Minshew has 28 fantasy points. He is currently QB7. We have not had Cam Newton, Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. Like 28 points. He's probably not even going to be number 10. Offense is through the roof right now.
Yeah. Look, I mean, this is what happened in 2011, right? Overs hit 72% of the time in the first 2 weeks of the season. So it stands to reason that we're going to see a lot of points early on. I do think defenses will start to catch up a little bit. Like, for instance, I don't think, 63 points in Tennessee and Jacksonville is more than we expected. But I do think there are going to be a lot of teams, for instance, like Carolina and Jacksonville. There's a number of teams where they don't play a lot of defense. They have enough offensive pieces to keep up. And therefore, you're going to see tons of scoring. We saw that, Carolina 31-17, Tampa Bay covered, obviously, with the Leonard Fournette late touchdown run, and that's how the over hit. So it probably shouldn't have happened. But they're just some bad defenses out there right now. So I don't think it's shocking to see a lot of points. I don't think it'll be like this trend for the entire season, though.
I wonder what the holding calls were this week. I know they were down so much in week 1, and we'll get the data on that. By the way, Michael Gallup just had like a 40-yard catch, so I'm very happy with that draft pick.
Hey.
It was a big one.
So your happiness hinges entirely on
Michael Gallup,
on whether or not he was ruled in or out. Like, he made a great catch. He just ruled out originally.
I mean, I've got this team here where I really feel like Michael Gallup is I could win this league. I got Kyler Murray, Kenyon Drake, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Calvin Ridley, who's like a stud. He's a stud. Michael Gallup.
I was about to ask, have they updated? I wonder if they updated the stats on receiving yards yet. I bet they have not, because NFL.com is slow. But Calvin Ridley to lead the league in receiving yards is looking like a pretty decent little prop.
Yeah. What did he have in week 1? He's over 112 in week 1, right? 130 in week 1. Sorry, 12 targets, 109 in week 2. Yeah. So I just I need Michael Gallup. Anyway, let's see if the
I guess they wouldn't have updated yet since he's still playing. Never mind.
Yeah. Let's see if we got any questions here from Twitch. If you guys have any questions, fire away. Let's see what you guys. We're getting started here on the Home Team Watch Party presented by Lowe's. We're watching the Dolphins-Bills game. Right now, the Bills lead by 4. Are you buying Josh Allen, this improved passer, and I don't know, MVP candidate? Because right now he's got 350-ish yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I guess he does have a lot. This is he had his first 300-yard passing game of his career last week. And if the Bills want to try and win this game, he may have his first 400-yard passing game. Seems unlikely. There's 3.5 minutes left, and he's at 3. Ooh, that plays under review now. Yeah. I don't know that I'm entirely buying it. I don't think the Dolphins are a very good team. They played the Jets last week.
Right.
Let's hold off and see him play against a good defense. I mean, the Jets are the worst team in football, and it's not even remotely close. Let's hold on and see him play a good defense first. But I mean, he looks like a fantasy monster, because that the rushing totals are going to be there. He's producing stat lines in terms of passing yards. He's got better weapons. I mean, Stephon Diggs is having a huge game, 153 receiving yards and a touchdown. I mean, I'll buy the MVP talk, and it's not. And when people, I thought it wasn't that crazy before the season, for the same reason that I said it wasn't insane for Mitchell Trubisky to even win the MVP 2 years ago. And it's not like we don't have to be talking about great players here. You have to be talking about the quarterback, a quarterback on a team that can win 12 plus games,
right,
and win the division. Yeah. And if you do that, you can be an MVP candidate. Derek Carr was an MVP candidate a few years ago.
It's got to be a little disappointing for the Dolphins. I mean, they don't have to be that bad this year, and maybe losing to the Patriots and if they lose to the Bills in weeks 1 and 2 doesn't mean they're going to have a bad year, but they should do a better job covering wide receivers. That's the strength of their team, is their cornerbacks. All right. Well,
I mean, they had a chance to take the lead earlier, and Preston Williams dropped a 4th and 2 pass that Ryan Fitzpatrick made a great play. It should have just been a touchdown. And then they did actually take the lead later on. So the Dolphins moving the ball easily against the Bills is maybe for me more of a concern with Buffalo and their defense than anything else.
Yeah. Well, Bills without 2 starting linebackers, really good ones this week too. So let's keep that in mind. All right, well, we are underway here. Chargers, Chiefs. And from a fantasy standpoint, you've already set your lineups, and of course you started Patrick Mahomes. But if you're facing Patrick Mahomes, this might not be the worst week to face Patrick Mahomes. Never a good week, but the Chargers typically do a pretty respectable job. I was reading from The Athletic. Since Gus Bradley took over as Chargers defensive coordinator in 2017, the Chargers have allowed the second fewest explosive plays of any team in the league. Since taking over as a full-time starter in 2018, Mahomes has been held under six yards per attempt in only 3 games, and 2 of them were against the Chargers. So, yeah, like his last 3 games against the Chargers, fantasy points have not been great.
Hey, Adam.
Yes?
I need you to keep filibustering for like 2 minutes while I go get my son some Oreos. I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh, we're getting Will's son some Oreos. Yes, I wish you could bring some Oreos for me. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Obviously, I expect a big game. I think one of the storylines of this game is like, if the Chargers fall behind, is that Justin Herbert in at quarterback, by the way? I am looking. I have got to check that. Maybe someone on Twitch can tell me. I don't have the best setup here. I don't have any volume, but it does not look like that is Justin Herbert starting. I did not know that Justin Herbert was starting. As Dak Prescott, I believe, just got his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game. Waiting for the call there. But wow, Will just left to get Oreos. He's going to come back and see Justin Herbert starting. And that was a curveball. All right, so Austin Eckler back in the backfield here, and we'll keep an eye on this game. But, yeah, I guess what I was going to say was, if the Chiefs open up a lead, is Tyrod Taylor going to be able to throw the ball downfield and wing it? Well, we don't know, because we will never know, because Justin Herbert is in the game. Wow. All right, I would love to know on Twitch, what do you think about this? It's week 2. It's week 2, and they're going with Justin Herbert. Maybe there's an injury that I don't know about. I'll ask Jamie Mazowskis, our producer, to look into that, but I am completely thrown by this. The Chiefs have basically owned the Chargers, as the Cowboys now pulled it within 2 points with 1:49 left. And give you some of the stats. They've won 11 of the last 12 games in this series. And this is and both teams are 1-0, by the way. They're 8.5-point favorites, the Chiefs. They've won 11 of 12, and the Chiefs have won 10 straight games, not in the series, but overall. And that winning streak started with a win in Mexico City against these Chargers. Some hot action here in the NFL. Josh Allen going deep. Oh, he's got a man. Oh, my gosh. Deep touchdown pass for Josh Allen. Is that Stephon Diggs? Holy cow.
Wait, you're way ahead of me on that game.
Oh, am I? I'm not sure who caught. But are you aware that Justin Herbert started today?
Are you sure that Josh Allen took it? Wow, he took John Brown deep for 46 yards.
John Brown, okay. Will,
are you? What are you talking about?
Justin Herbert.
No, Tyrod Taylor's hurt, man.
Tyrod Taylor got hurt. Okay.
Did you watch CBS?
I didn't see that, dude. I'm hosting a show about eating Oreos. So Tyrod Taylor got hurt right out of the gate.
So my son, so Josh Allen, 417 passing yards, 4 touchdowns.
Holy smokes.
Oh boy. And you look up and yep, that's eight text messages from Pete Prisco. That's what happens when Josh Allen has a big
Is he
game.
Pro Josh Allen or
oh my God. He loves Josh Allen.
Okay.
He's obsessed.
I get confused.
He has the fire in the belly. He said to say the kid's an alpha. He's a leader. He has so much fire in his belly.
Like, if Pete wants to not like be old, to stop calling everyone the kid, you know?
Yeah, the kid needs to play. Let the kid play. He's got fire in his belly.
It's like, stop saying fire in his belly, you old tan cat owner. God.
That's like the antacid talking. He has literal fire in his belly.
Yeah, you have fire in your belly too.
Yeah. Will, so 8.5 points here. Who do you like in this game? And the total's 47. Oh, Justin Herbert, dude. Nice throw. Austin Eckler down at the 4. First and goal. From a fantasy standpoint, I would like to see what they do here on first and goal. But, did the Cowboys just recover an onside kick? This is bananas. Who recovers onside?
What are you watching right now?
I'm watching Red Zone.
Yeah.
I got CBS on one TV and I got Red Zone on another TV. This is amazing. And I get to talk football with Will Brinson. All right, tell me who you like in this.
Are people in the Twitch chat asking how large your television is? Because you can see it in the reflection of your Simpsons thing. And it looks like it's 18 to 22 inches.
That would be my, small monitor. This big one is probably like 40 inches. Not that big.
Are the Cowboys going to win this friggin' game?
Justin Herbert ran.
Herbert rushing
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be giving play-by-play, but
there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, there's a flag. I'll let Will give play-by-play. Who do you like? 8.5 Chiefs.
Well, it depends on whether this is a touchdown or not.
Who'd you pick before the game?
The Chiefs. Chiefs minus 8.5. I really like the under in this game too. Although Justin Herbert rushing for touchdowns doesn't help. Both teams are pretty methodical. We're very methodical. That's holding on the defense. That'll be good. Do you have an HD antenna for your CBS game?
So you know what I've got? I've got a cable splitter. I got the cable box is on the small monitor with the because I need red zone there, and I got the cable right in the back of the TV here. So that's what I don't know. I don't have an HD antenna. I don't even know what that is.
But the HD antenna is like the feed is usually substantially faster. Is why I asked.
No, I'm just on like regular CBS.
Okay. So have they kicked the extra point yet on your?
They are. Let's say when they're kicking the extra point. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Now.
Kick. All right, we're the same.
Oh, that's incredible. Usually my HD antenna is like 5 or 6 seconds faster than everything else.
I'm sorry, you bought a crappy HD antenna.
No. I'm saying you've got a fast feed is what I'm telling you.
You shouldn't expect anything less. All right, Chargers off to a great start, 7-0. And yeah, maybe the Justin Herbert era is beginning. I'm not saying he looked great on that drive. He threw kind of a floating weird pass to Austin Eckler to set them up.
CD Lamb.
Oh, yeah, I think I'm ahead of you there. Yeah, this would be a huge win for
I have YouTube TV. I decided to bail on DirecTV and go with YouTube TV.
Okay. Yeah, then I'm definitely ahead of you. This will be a big win for the Cowboys as Greg Zuerlein's getting warmed up here. They trail 39-37. We take a look at some of the other games that have ended. Maybe Jacksonville's not that bad. I know they lost, but 33-30. And maybe Ryan Tannehill's just really good. 34 fantasy points for Ryan Tannehill on only 24 pass attempts. He threw 4 touchdowns on 24 pass attempts without his best wide receiver. Is that because he faced the Jaguars, or is he like a fantasy must-start guy at this point?
Yeah, I don't think he's a fantasy. Well, here's the thing with Ryan Tannehill is that even with a drastic reduction in his passing attempts, which is likely going to come. I mean, he's not going to, what has he thrown? He threw 40 plus passes in week 1 too. I would anticipate that you see him get down closer to like 25 or 30.
He threw 24 today. That's what I was saying.
Oh, 24. Oh, he did have a drastic reduction. I thought you were saying he threw 40. Minshew threw 40.
No, he threw 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. See, well, that was going to be my point, is that Tannehill, for fantasy purposes, can still put up really good numbers while being efficient without a ton of volume. But you're going to almost require that he hit some of those touchdowns. And I think that he'll probably get there on a regular basis, especially if you see AJ Brown get back, because he's such a big play threat. But you're running, you're running a risk when you start Ryan Tannehill, because if he doesn't get the touchdowns, it's possible that he finishes with, a very efficient passing outing that doesn't actually relate to a ton of volume.
The football team just turned the ball over about the 10-yard line. Cardinals get a sack, fumble recovery there.
Like looking at it, all of his touchdowns were in the red zone.
Yeah.
So I think that you're probably staring down some regression where Derrick Henry gets the ball a little bit more. Although maybe teams stack the box and they throw. I think they were on 3rd down, several of them.
So we got a big field goal coming up here for Greg Zuerlein to win the game. It's going to be from about 46 yards, I think. If he misses this kick, then no matter what happens in the Washington-Arizona game, Washington is going to be in first place at the end of the day. So if he misses this kick, they're going to be 3-0-2 NFC East teams as the Chiefs will take over from their 25-yard line.
This would be a tough loss for Atlanta.
Yes.
They had a substantial lead in this game.
Was it 20-0 in the first? It was 20-0 after the first quarter. It's a long time to, hold on to a lead, but yeah, that's extremely disappointing. I don't know that I'm going to give you the play-by-play as it happens.
Wow. Dak Prescott had 3 rushing touchdowns.
Well, let me know when you see what happened, Will. I don't want to ruin anything for you. So.
I can see the Cowboys cheering on your television.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I can see Dak jumping up and down celebrating.
Yes.
That means the Cowboys.
So Cowboys won. Cowboys win at 40-39. Tough one.
What a comeback.
Yeah, that's really bad. All right. Well, if you're just joining us, welcome. Here we are on Twitch, the home team watch party presented by Lowe's, looking at the Chiefs and the Chargers today. A couple of 1-0 teams out there in the AFC West. And the Chiefs, as I mentioned, they've won 11 of the last 12 games in this series. Adam Aizer and Will Brinson. At 5 o'clock Eastern, we're going to be joined by Dante Hall And at 6 o'clock by Shawne Merriman, Dante Hall, former Chiefs wide receiver and kick returner, one of the best kick returners in NFL history, really. And Shawne Merriman, lights out Shawne Merriman. They both have great nicknames. Dante Hall, I think, was the human joystick. Yes. And Shawne Merriman.
Am I going to be on here when Shawne Merriman comes on?
I don't think so. I think you're out by then.
Good.
Why? You don't like him? Or did he hurt you somehow?
He's hurt me.
I wonder.
Shawne Merriman played for Maryland in college.
Oh,
Maryland routinely beat NC State. In fact, I don't think NC State beat Maryland once while Phillip Rivers and Shawne Merriman were up against each other.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting. Are you like a big Rivers guy? Like love Phillip Rivers?
Are you joking with me?
Do you still like love Phil? I don't know. I mean, I don't like love every Miami Hurricane in the NFL. I don't know.
I mean, yes, I love Rivers.
Okay. I'm sorry. Stupid question. All right, let's look at another game here from a fantasy standpoint.
I have a Rivers plush doll over my left shoulder.
How about the Packers? 42-21 over Detroit. They're 2-0. And from a fantasy standpoint, like there's no backfield competition. Aaron Jones led the team in receiving and had 18 carries for 168 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had like 250 total yards or something, and just an unbelievable game. I think
Aaron Jones and Dak Prescott are probably in the Millie Maker.
Yeah, I have neither. And 3 touchdowns. But like if you're redrafting today, is he a first round pick? Aaron Jones?
Yeah, I think that's the case. He was going like the back end of the second round too, which is just crazy because people were worried with AJ Dillon and Jamal Williams. But I mean, he's the guy. You know, they've shown that they will happily lean on him. And Aaron Rodgers, 18 of 30 for 240 and 2 touchdowns today, not nearly as nuclear as he was the week prior, but yeah, more than enough. They also had a pick 6 of Matthew Stafford.
What a terrible pass that was.
Terrible pass. Put the game put the game out of reach. Yeah, I mean, the Packers look like they're going to have a good offense. And, you know, what are you going to do? Sometimes Pete's right, and you got to deal with it.
Should I be a little less than impressed by the Steelers? Like
Yes.
2-0, but I kind of feel like they should have betten the Giants and Broncos by more than 15 points, especially when
They got a very easy start to the season, and they won the game. That matters. Mm-hmm. You know, you need to, and one's in prime time on the road to kick off. You know, granted the Giants were awful, but you know, you still got to win the games, right? Having said that, man, I don't think that the Steelers looked awesome. No. And they knocked out Drew Lock early in this game against Denver, and Jeff Driscoll had the ball with a chance to take the lead late in the game.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
By the way, Mike Gesicki was started in 9% of CBS leagues. He now has 130 yards and a touchdown against the Buffalo Bills.
Is that game still happening? Why is that game still going on? Wait, Miami's not dead?
They had a lightning delay. No, Miami is down by 3
he just threw a touchdown to Gesicki.
Yeah. Miami
monster
with 50 seconds left. So they're going to have to recover an onside. I'm so annoyed.
2-point conversion.
That the Falcons let that game slip away. Are you kidding me? That is ridiculous.
I got my buddy Ben Jones is a Falcons fan. He just said, I hope they fire Dan Quinn before he's allowed on the bus.
Yeah, that's wild. What do you think of the Browns' victory over the Bengals, 35-30? Going back to Thursday.
I think it was huge. It's the biggest game of Baker Mayfield's career somehow. I mean, it was like, you can't lose to Joe Burrow on Thursday night and be outplayed by Joe Burrow. Cause then it's like Browns fans like, are you kidding me? We had the number 1 pick and like, you know, multiple, like we had the top 5 pick in multiple years. We just can't get it right. Baker's not good. I mean, it was just going very sideways. They needed to win that game. So that was big for them. And then I think with Burrow, you get to see him go bananas. And even though they lose, I mean, you feel like he's the guy. Now it's early. Remember, Baker was the guy 2 years ago too.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you can tell Burrow has it, so to speak.
He's got fire in his belly, Will.
He has fire in his belly.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. I want to ask all of you watching right now on Twitch to give us a hot take from the 1 o'clock games. Steelers are going to win the Super Bowl, or Vikings are going to get the first pick, whatever it is. Give me a hot take. We'll read them on the air. And the Chargers up 7-0, just forced the punt. Keenan Allen picks up a first down here, so they're driving. Hot takes from the 1 o'clock games. We're going to read them here on Twitch and make them hot. Will, if you're starting a franchise, Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes?
Mahomes. It's not close.
It's not close.
It's not close. Lamar's great. Lamar's the second pick. Now, the better. Did somebody ask that, or did you ask me?
No, that's me.
You know what a better question is?
What?
You're starting a franchise, and you have the third pick. You're starting a franchise. Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson are off the board. Who do you draft?
Deshaun Watson.
I would say. You know what I would say?
Who?
Joe Burrow.
Really?
Yes.
I think that's pretty silly. Jamie Mazowskis, can we get a poll? Who you starting your franchise with? Joe Burrow. Bills recover the onside kick, by the way. Joe Burrow or Deshaun Watson? I'm going to crush you on. I'm going to get at least 80% of the vote, I suspect. By the way, Deshaun Watson and Bill O'Brien are not a package deal for the purposes of this. Here's some hot takes. Bucks are going undefeated rest of season.
That's a terrible hot take. I mean, it's a good hot take, I guess, but no, that's not happening.
Josh Allen is the best quarterback in 2020. I'm guessing that's a fantasy call. No, sell high on Josh Allen. Sell high if you can get like something crazy. He's going to be really good, but it couldn't have started out much better. Screw it. Don't sell high. Just understand he's still going to be more like QB4 or something, not QB1, I guess. He's great. James Robinson, top 20 running back.
Yeah, I don't think that's a hot take. Is this a hot take from a fantasy?
That's supposed to be no, come on.
Top 20 running back?
Top 10 is hot.
I just think he's going to be a top 20 running back. He's the Jaguars running back.
Saquon Barkley, by the way, confirmed torn ACL. Yeah, that's a bummer. That's a real bummer. Let's take a look.
What? I mean, look, obviously Saquon Barkley's torn ACL is much worse for Saquon Barkley and for Giants
for
fans.
you. It's worse for you.
No, I don't like it when somebody gets hurt, like suffers a season-long injury, and it's like that ruins my fantasy team because it's like what do we do? Like it's a lot worse for the guy with the season-long injury. But I gotta say, in two leagues, one that I'm a commissioner in and one that Tom Fornelli is a commissioner in, I had the number 2 overall pick. In fact, I was drafting them on the same night at the exact same time. And I wanted very badly to take Alvin Kamara or Zeke Elliott instead of Saquon Barkley. And I didn't. And
made the right decision.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I do. I would have taken Barkley. Look how good
his offensive line stinks. We didn't know about the play. I mean,
yeah, look, his offensive line stunk last year. His offensive line.
I guess what I'm trying to say is that I think that I hate, I would rather go down having made like my own call. Like I'd rather just be wrong, and stick by my gut
no, I get
than
that.
and I mean, him suffering a torn ACL is not, it's not like, I don't think it was, in the second week of the season was probably not in the predictable range of outcomes.
No, you know what? The thing is though, like you don't have to be a victim of groupthink, right? Like, okay, everybody's got Saquon Barkley number 2. I need to take him number 2.
That's sort of what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah.
I wish I'd say I wanted to take Kamara. My gut was I was just had this feeling. I was like, man, I should take Kamara. He's going to have a huge season. Kyler Murray going bananas, by the way.
Oh, dude, Kyler Murray is so good. So
14-0. That is 14-0, right? That
13-0.
Yes.
Should be 14-0.
The Cardinals are legit, man.
You think so?
I think they're legit.
They have the defense, you think?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Who's going to win that division? I mean, you got to be, I don't know what the status of these injured 49ers is, but you got to be a little concerned about the 49ers, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Got like 5 huge players injured, and I know
Nick Bosa torn ACL. Jimmy Garoppolo, high ankle sprain. George Kittle injured. They also lost
2 running backs today.
Raheem Mostert, who looked fantastic and should have had 2 long touchdowns. Yeah, I mean, I think you're worried about the 49ers. Seattle looked awesome in week 1, obviously, but one thing that we've learned now through 2 weeks of the season is that you can score on the Falcons. They might not have a good defense. Seems fair.
Yeah. They're probably not very good on special teams either. It's another thing we learned. All right, so the Chiefs and the Chargers still 7-0 to score here. Obviously, a big fantasy storyline is what will happen near the goal line. They basically said Clyde Edwards-Helaire needed to do a better job reading his keys near the goal line. So we'll see. I expect him to get those carries, but if he fails again, could be trouble for him. It really could. He still could have a lot of value, but not the maximum value that you'd hope for. I
wouldn't worry about Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
I'm not worried about it, but like, I don't want to see him fail at the goal line again, Will. It then could be Darrell Williams there.
I mean, I don't even think I put that all on Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Like, I think
the running backs coach basically did.
Yeah.
So
they just ran him up the middle multiple times in like a game that they knew that they were, I don't know. It didn't feel like they were extremely creative at the goal line the way that they usually are.
Well, he has 3 carries for 27 yards. He's off to a good start here. All right, so you take a look at the fantasy leaderboard. Nick Chubb, Aaron Jones, Nick Chubb, Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette had a big, long touchdown run late in the game. He also had a 1-yard touchdown run. He had 12 carries. Ronald Jones had 7 carries. This really pisses me off. I'm wondering if Ronald Jones...
Easy with the language.
He fumbled at some point in the game.
No, he did. Did you not see it?
No, I did. I'm saying I'm wondering if that was the reason.
Oh, 100%, dude. 100%. I had that in my notes to talk about on here. By the way, shout out to my wife for getting me a small American Dream from the store. You ever had American Dream?
Is that Ben and Jerry's or something?
Yes, it's the flavor that they make for our colleague Stephen Colbert. It has caramel, chocolate, and waffle cone bits in it. It is.
I don't like caramel. Is that how do you feel about me not liking caramel?
Get out of here.
I'm looking for
reading ice cream ingredients to me. I'm on Twitch, damn it.
Not even listening to me, folks. Let's do more hot takes.
By the way, on Ronald Jones, what happened was he was running really well. He had an awesome touchdown run where he stiff-armed the defender. He looked good. And then on a play where he fumbled, it was a miscommunication between him and Tom Brady, and he was out. Like after that, you didn't see Ronald Jones again, really. And I think that is absolutely concerning because it looked like Rojo was going to sort of become a good running back for the Bucs.
Dude, I was like, he's going to have a huge game. Kawan Short is out.
I started him in DFS all over the place.
At least he got us a touchdown, but it's such a shame. Derrick Henry is an RB2. That's a hot take from the 1 p.m.s. Derrick Henry an RB2.
Yeah, I didn't really draft Derrick Henry anywhere in fantasy leagues because it was just exorbitant in terms of his price tag. Now, I do think that if I were an owner with some running back issues, that Derrick Henry, like let's say you're the Saquon Barkley owner and you lose Barkley, or Rojo was your RB2 or in a 0 RB league, I think that you could go try and buy low on Derrick Henry.
Oh, yeah. Look, if he's going to get 20-plus carries every game, he's going to be fine. It's the way I feel about Austin Eckler. Still 7-0 Chargers here as they're moving the ball. Haven't really seen Herbert throw the ball downfield yet. But so far, it looks pretty good, looks pretty comfortable. Just got Hunter Henry involved. What do you think the fantasy impact – oh, by the way, Antonio Gibson is about to become like a start-worthy running back. I think he's going to have a big game. 5 or 6 carries for 29 yards, and I just lost 2 yards. But I think it's just.
Hey, by the way, do you know what Derrick Henry averaged in his first 3 games last year?
I know his first 8 games wasn't that good, but I'm going to guess like 3.6 yards per carry.
17 carries, 70 yards per game, 4.12.
4.12.
And now obviously Mariota was in early on and they have Tannehill to start the season now. But I think that Derrick Henry to me is a guy who always seems to get going down the stretch of seasons.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, first half of the season, 8 games, he was like RB10, RB12, something like that. And then after that, obviously he was great. Let's see what else. Galladay or Beckham rest of season when Galladay is back. I'm going to take Galladay, which hopefully will be next week.
Yeah, I would take Galladay. Can you hear my chair squeaking? Sorry.
A little bit. Well, I got a hot.
Make sure everybody knows I'm not,
I got a hot take here from Los Locos. Darrell Henderson will be the starting running back going forward for the next 4 weeks. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long.
Darrell Henderson?
Yeah, do we know how long Cam Akers is out? Did you see an update on that?
I did not, but I think Darrell Henderson is a potential breakout candidate for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So annoyed that I dropped him. I dropped him.
I know. I think I dropped him in a couple leagues too. Henderson, 12 carries, 81 yards, 1 touchdown. He's really talented. I mean, he's a really talented running back.
Who?
Darrell Henderson.
I don't understand how you took Joe Burrow. Okay, I got 11 votes. Burrow's got 5. Watson's got 11. Burrow's got 5. Who are you starting your franchise with? Like, how do you
Watson's
think
a fine choice.
a fine choice?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, he's
great.
got Yeah, Watson's a great choice.
I'm aware. All right, so we'll see. Keep on voting in that poll. Let's see. Mostert has an MCL injury, not an ACL injury. No timeline yet for Cam Akers on his injury. Will, what's the Pick Six podcast schedule? If people want to hear some NFL recapping.
We just talk all week long. No, we do. We have a Sunday recap show where it's usually like an hour and a half or 2 hours, typically speaking and we break down every single game.
How's your completion rate on that, by the way? Oh, deep ball. Oh, terrible throw from Justin Herbert. Underthrew Mike Williams in the end. So it wasn't really that open. Tyron Matthew knocks it away.
Terrible throw. I wouldn't know that. I don't know. I'll have to ask Debo. I don't worry about the stats. I just produce the content.
An hour and a half. That is a long podcast, dude.
Yeah, it's really long if you've been like sitting on Twitch for 2 hours too.
Oh yeah. I'll be here for
yeah, I mean, I would say that so we have the Sunday recap, and then on Monday morning we'll do a DFS Monday night preview, and then we'll recap Monday night's show. Brady Quinn football show comes out on Wednesdays. Then we have a picks podcast on Friday with Pete, myself, RJ White, and Kenny White. We call that the white. What do we call it? White and tan, like a black and tan. White and tan for the whites and Pete Prisco. And Thursday night recap, Thursday night preview. So like the full gamut of coverage. So people should check it out. There's a ton of shows. It's like up to 8 shows per week now.
Yeah, you guys go crazy. You guys do a great job. Somebody wants to know about DJ Moore and how we're feeling about DJ Moore. Look, I didn't really want to start DJ Moore this week. I was nervous about him because basically the Bucs shut down number 1 receivers better than anyone else, it seems. But he had a massive game. 8 catches for 120 yards on 13 targets. Bridgewater threw 42 passes. I think he's going to be, I think he's going to be really different depending on format because I do worry about touchdowns with Moore. That's it.
Oh,
right?
Herbert sailed that pass bad.
Yeah.
Moore's a stud.
Yeah, but I just don't know that he's scoring more than 6 touchdowns.
He's not a big touchdown guy.
Yeah.
And he's not going to be a focal point in the red zone. They have Christian McCaffrey. But I do think here's the thing with Carolina. Their defense is probably, they just go at 4th and 5. Wow. Incomplete for Herbert. That was ballsy. Why would you go there? I mean, I guess I didn't really see exactly where it was, but I would not have
like there. They were at the 35, I think. Well, we'll find out when they take over. 4th and 5 with a rookie quarterback.
Herbert's thing in college, he's just not very accurate. I mean, like he needs a one read. You need to get him on the move or give him single reads and have him get rid of it quick.
Like I understand.
I guess you don't punt there. I respect it. I just think, oh man, I would have gotten Austin Eckler was there if he wanted him in the flat.
Andy Isabella just caught a bomb from Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, Washington is being outgained 160-32 right now.
I mean, the Cardinals are legit, man.
Yeah, he's having a huge game. He has thrown an interception, but big game.
Yeah, I didn't even see the pick. But on DJ Moore, yeah, I mean, look, here's the thing with Carolina. Their defense is the worst in football. It's not close. I mean, they're starting a ton of rookies out there. Matt Rule's whole thing is that I don't think they care about winning games. I think they care about getting experience for younger guys because they're trying to build a program. And Teddy Bridgewater has thrown, he threw 42 times. They couldn't really run McCaffrey. Tampa Bay has a very good run defense. They are going to have to run a ton of plays this year, period. Yeah. And as a result, I think DJ Moore is going to be a yardage monster. No, the touchdowns probably won't be there unless he breaks off long ones. But, I mean, he's a startable wide receiver. He's like a really, really good startable wide receiver too. And if he's your wide receiver 1, you're fine too, I think very disappointing day for David Montgomery or for Allen Robinson. Pardon me. It was a good day for David Montgomery. But Allen Robinson, 3 catches for 33 yards on 9 targets from Trubisky, who had a pretty good first half and then really did not play well in the second half. Threw 2 interceptions. One of them was a great play by James Bradbury. But Trubisky finishes with only 16 fantasy points. This day and age, that is just a killer. And Robinson, what do you make of that whole situation? He's obviously not happy. He's the only player on the team that got more than 3 targets, though.
He had only 3 catches for 33 yards against a bad defense.
Yeah, I wouldn't. That wouldn't hurt because I think I had Robinson lock button on all my. I thought this would be the squeaky wheel game.
Oh, I mean,
Trubisky actually slung it around.
It kind of was a squeaky wheel game. He just didn't do anything with it. He got targets.
I mean, it was weird because they scored 3 touchdowns and were up 17-0. Or excuse me, they had 2 touchdowns and a field goal. We're up 17-0 very early in that game. And it felt like at that point, they just sort of buckled down and were trying to hold on for dear life. And all right, let's just play defense and, we'll make Daniel Jones and the Giants, who are now without Saquon Barkley, try to storm back and beat us. And it just wasn't happening for the Giants.
Well, it almost did.
Yeah, but it just didn't feel like it was happening until they scored.
No, it didn't. They
scored that touchdown with 7 or 8 minutes left, or they kicked that field goal with 8 minutes left. And it was like, all right, now it's a little spicy. So I think that's maybe if the Giants had been scoring points early on and that had turned into a shootout, then I think Allen Robinson would have had a big game. So I'm not too worried about Allen Robinson.
All right. Well, I mean, I think David Montgomery's off to a really promising start. Looks a lot better than he did. Offensive line looks better than it did last year. And they're 2-0. It's not a pretty 2-0, but they are 2-0. They should have lost. If DeAndre Swift catches that ball, they lose to the Lions. They almost lost to the Giants, but it's 2-0. What can you say?
Yeah.
The Cardinals just gone up 17-0. Will Brinson says the Cardinals are legit. We got Dante Hall coming on here.
I picked the Cardinals to win the division.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That is a ballsy pick. Good for you.
Thank you.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire getting a catch. This is what we want to see.
I mean, he's a great receiver
at LSU. Yeah,
he's going to be involved.
Nice to have college football back, isn't it?
It's great to have college football back.
NC
State, big win over Wake Forest last night.
Oh, cares about NC State. The Hurricanes are 12th, bro. 12th in the country.
Big win over Louisville.
That was a big win. CMC, we know he has an ankle injury. Mike Davis would be his backup there. Is Evan Ingram droppable? I think it's borderline. A lot of really good tight ends this year. If Jonnu Smith's out there, Mike Gesicki's out there, do you play Evan Ingram against the 49ers next week? Is he worth hanging on to? What happens to the Giants offense now without Saquon Barkley? I think it's worse for the passing game. You heard Mike Tomlin talk about the way he game planned. They stacked the box and they were vulnerable to Darius Slayton and Daniel Jones. You take that threat away, they're not worried about Dion Lewis and probably next week when they activate Wayne Gallman, I would guess.
Wow. You know what is crazy? This has never happened since in my 10 years at CBS. Ryan Wilson, currently 11-0 against the spread on the week.
Damn, that's
making
nice.
His picks, which puts him at 22-4-1 on the season right now. He does have Washington and Kansas City. So it doesn't look like the perfect week will happen, but that is an incredible start to the season for Wilson.
Let me tell you something, Will. The Chargers are getting after Patrick Mahomes. This is impressive. They are shutting out the Chiefs through one quarter, and we obviously know there's a lot more to go, but they're doing a really good job. And Mahomes on his back there, throws incomplete, and now it's 4th and 10. They're going to punt again. Take advantage of this now and try to
good start for the under.
Good start for the under. All right, yeah. Is Evan Ingram droppable? I would say kind of. He's droppable, but not a must drop. Mark Andrews comes up 1 yard short. All right, big fantasy moment here. Mark Andrews comes up 1 yard short of a touchdown.
With the under on this game, the under on this Chargers game is 46.5.
Yeah.
It's live. That's too high.
Oh, live.
Yeah.
Wow. So it started at 47 and now it's 46.
I see. It just dropped to 45.5, actually. 44.5. It is plummeting down. Okay.
Is that Gus Edwards in the backfield for the Baltimore Ravens? I'm not sure if you can tell. So let's see. Play fake and touchdown. Somebody not fantasy relevant. Looks like a fullback. But it's a Lamar Jackson touchdown. So, I'd like to see who that was in the backfield, as we're kind of curious about the Baltimore Ravens running back rotation. Who do you think by week 8 will be the best Ravens running back?
J.K. Dobbins.
It was Gus Edwards, by the way, in the backfield. I think it'll be Ingram. Take that, Will.
You think it'll be who? Mark Ingram?
Mark Ingram, yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to chat with Ryan Wilson.
It was Boyle, by the way, not Andrews. Thank you for letting me know. I should have put that game on the big TV. I have to squint to see that TV. Boyle was a yard short of a touchdown.
How many televisions do you have?
In this room or in my house?
What?
What?
In your room. I don't know. Care how many televisions.
I got two.
Okay.
It's CBS and I got Red Zone. There you go. Yeah, so it's the end of the first quarter, 7-0 Chargers. What do you think? Can they win? Can they win, Will?
Yeah, of course they can win. Anybody can win any game in the NFL in any given week, on any given Sunday. I don't think it's likely that the Chargers will win. I think the Chiefs will get something going. But I mean, it's a good start for them. I think one of the problems they're going to run into is that at some point it's hard to imagine Justin Herbert not making some kind of boneheaded play.
Right. Oh, we got a special guest coming on, Will. Are you ready? Don't kick to this guy. Dante Hall is coming on. There he is, Dante Hall, former Chief. What's going on? Welcome to the Home Team Watch Party presented by Lowe's, Dante. Thanks for joining us. How are you?
I'm great, man. How are you?
What's going on, Dante? How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. How you guys doing?
Will, today is Dante's birthday.
No. Happy birthday. I'm sorry
him, man. Give him your Ben and Jerry's, bro. Put a candle in that.
You want me to go get my tiny little ice cream? What you sipping on, Dante?
A little Douce.
Very nice, very nice.
Little French cognac.
Look at that. I had a bottle of Jefferson's bourbon around here somewhere, but
okay, you're a bourbon guy. Okay.
Yeah, I got into it last night and now it's disappeared. I was poor. I don't know where it went. I think I hid it from myself or something. NC State beat Wake Forest, and so I was celebrating, and it got a little ugly.
There you go. I got a glass of water and some organic raisins if things get too crazy over here. So
Are you kidding me? You eating organic? Wait. My man is eating organic raisins and drinking water on football Sunday. Are you kidding me?
I'm on the job, man. I'm on the job.
That's what you do on Mondays, man.
I guess so. I'm trying to stay healthy. It's only week 2. I got to keep my body in shape for 17 weeks. Hey, what's going on with the Chiefs? I know the Chargers tend to play them a little bit tough, limit them as much as any team possibly can limit them. But you've been watching the first quarter here. Any thoughts on how they've kept them off the board? And really, they're punting a lot.
Yeah, they always play us tough, so I'm not too worried. But at the same time, we don't have Phillip Rivers to throw us interceptions to get us on track.
What, man?
Yeah, I'm a little worried about that. Here? And we were prepared for Tyrod Taylor, and you guys throw us a monkey wrench and put the rookie in, so we're not quite prepared for him. But, a fast pooping horse doesn't poop long. Figure that one out.
Dante,
we'll be all right.
You may need to You probably need to squint to see it, but I actually have a Phillip Rivers doll over my plush.
I see it.
Yeah,
I see it
next to my NC State helmet. And by the way, Adam, I was going to point out that you can brag about your little Hurricanes all you want. Do the Hurricanes have their own beer? Because NC State has its own beer.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
wow.
That's right.
That's
right.
That's
old
nice.
Tuffy. Crack me an old Tuffy. Happy birthday, Dante. I'll drink for you.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Cheers, mate.
So we're on Twitch right now. I'm looking at some comments, and you apparently are still giving Broncos fans nightmares for that punt return. And, I was watching some highlights, Dante, and obviously, the punt return is probably your most famous, but you had a touchdown catch that you caught, 8 yards upfield, and then you went, punt return mode. It was against the Broncos.
I appreciate that, man. I always say that, I wish someone would compile my catches. I feel like everyone wants to always, obviously, point to the returns, which that was my thing, but I was an all right receiver too, man. I was okay.
You had a 40 catch season in 2003. What are we doing?
That's nothing to brag about. 40 catch season.
I mean, when for the usage that you were getting, see, I would always take when we play Madden, I would always move you to wide receiver. And because you were the fastest dude in the game by far. And
I would do the same thing. I would sit Tony Gonzalez. I would put myself in Johnny Morton, put him on the bench, and I would do the same thing. But my coaches in real life they didn't seem to want to do that.
Wait, so you have Vermeil and
Al Saunders.
Herm for a couple of years?
Oh, head coaches, yeah. I had 3 head coaches. I had the late great Gunther Cunningham.
Oh, that's right.
And then that was my rookie year. And then I had Coach Vermeil for 5 years. And then I had Coach Herman Edward. And then I had Scott Linehan when I went over to the Rams. So.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's weird too, because like Vermeil used because Azakim was a very good returner too for the Rams, but he used Azakim in like tons of like passing concepts. So you almost felt like it was like, why isn't he like getting the ball in Dante's hands and letting him do it?
Well, the thing was with that particular team, the Rams, they were more, air dominant to where we had 3 Hall of Fame offensive linemen and we were more run dominant with Priest Holmes
and then
the
Larry
great
Johnson.
Will Shields and then Larry Johnson. Yeah. So
that's right.
Just different teams, different philosophies or whatever.
Yeah. And so we have a lot of fantasy football fans, watching right now. And you actually played with, correct me if I'm wrong, I know you played with Priest Holmes and Larry Johnson, but you also played with Steven Jackson, right?
I did. Yeah.
You played with like 3 of the workhorse running backs who just had some of the greatest running back seasons in modern history. Can you tell us like about Priest Holmes, Larry Johnson, Steven Jackson, and just what, who was the best or whatever you want to say? I don't know. I don't want to make you like, hurt anyone's feelings.
Oh, I don't care about hurting anybody's feelings. Priest Holmes is by far the best. Hands down. No ifs, ands, buts about it. He could do everything. That's what makes him the best.
Yeah.
And he was also, in my opinion, the best human being that I knew, that I played with.
Wow.
So not only was he the best on the field, he was the best off the field.
Shots at Trent Green for not being a good person. I'm just kidding.
You said it, I did.
I'm kidding. No, Trent, you know what Trent Green did when the pandemic first happened, when we were all locked down, Trent Green agreed to do, and CBS was airing like old NFL games. They were showing I think it was the 2013 playoff game between y'all and the Colts. The 2003 playoff game between y'all and the Colts, excuse me.
The game that no one punted?
Yes, with no punts. It was like 38-31. And Trent agreed to come on and talk about a bunch of old football games. And he actually talked to me for like he's the nicest guy. I mean,
Trent is the nicest guy.
Yeah. Yeah. We talked for like 45 minutes or something. It turned into a podcast. It was awesome content. But like, I mean, I felt bad like keeping him on that long, but we were saying, and I mean, yeah, I'm sure you feel the same way. Like, man, I mean, it sucks so bad for you guys who have played in the AFC for like the stretch of time that you did. Because like to have those teams in Kansas City, and then it's like Brady and Manning are there, There
you go, exactly. And this crazy thing about the game that no one punted in our game, a lot of people don't know this. They didn't punt in the game before either.
Really?
Yes, go look it up. The Colts played, I want to say maybe the Broncos that year. They played someone in week 1, in the first round, and they didn't punt in that game either. So for 2 playoff games, the Colts did not punt. That tells you the greatness of Peyton Manning.
That's crazy.
Did you ever get tackled by the kicker or punter? Like, did you ever
knock it off? Like, are you kidding me? I'm insulted by the question.
Dude, I'm sorry. It's the organic raisins. I was just like,
no. Absolutely not.
Okay. Your first 2 years, I don't know, the stats weren't there. Like, how did you get better as a kick and punt returner?
So here's the thing. It's funny. I'm going to try to give you a quick, concise, short version. So what happened was I actually was sent overseas to play in what was called NFL Europe.
Yeah.
It's basically a developmental league. And what happened was I was sent over to learn to develop to be able to play the wide receiver position. And as I developed, I got more time as a receiver, which helped me get into the flow of the game, which in turn helped my return game. I could return kicks. That's a natural thing. But to actually play the wide receiver position, I needed a little grooming. I needed a little time to develop. And because I needed that time in the beginning, I wasn't able to get on the field. Because I wasn't able to get on the field on offense, when I was thrown back there to catch kicks, catch punts, I just wasn't in a flow. So the numbers, the stats, the groove, nothing came until I was able to actually play on offense. And then things kind of took off.
That's very interesting. And you were a running back in college.
Exactly. So exactly. I was a running back my entire life, really playing football until my second year in the NFL. So I was used to getting 25, 30 touches as a running back. so you could get into a groove, get into the game.
Right.
And then I get into the NFL, and it's like, go be a pinch runner, pretty much.
So I don't.
Let's go, baby. Okay. I'm sorry, I was watching the game.
You're fine.
No,
For whatever reason, I had never looked at your college statistics until right now, and that's just random. I don't know why. You had 243 carries in 98. And
I was dotting that I, baby. I was dotting that I.
And you had 22 catches in college. That's it. 22 catches in college. Yeah. And they wanted you to be a receiver out of the box. That's impossible. That explains it.
I mean, it happened. It was because of my, my stature. I was too small to actually, dot the I in the NFL. But, okay, if you put me in a slot as a receiver. So
right.
Coach Vermeil saw that. I never seen it. And he was a genius for that because I just never thought that I could be a full-time slot receiver. And he found a way to get me on the field.
So, Will, by the way, you're supposed to look at the college stats before you interview the guest, not while you're interviewing the guest.
He needs those organic raisins.
I looked at Dante's like professional stats a billion times. And I've just like never clicked the college stats thing on Pro Football Reference. By the way,
and that's funny. I just went because of that. I even found myself just always on social media posting professional footage or whatever. And recently, I was like, you know what? Let me dig in these college archives. The problem is I played so long ago, they wasn't in digital format. So I had to pull out the VHSs and, some of the old DVDs and make it digital format to show, hey, I also, was okay in college as well as the pros. Obviously, that's how I made it to the pros.
Do you think that if you were, if you were, I guess, 20 years younger, do you think you'd be drafted as a running back now?
No, I think I would be drafted. I would be the Tyreek Hills, the Cohens, maybe Clyde Edwards-Helaire, maybe if I put on a little more weight. I was kind of built like him. His style was more my style in college. So if they wanted me to be more like a Clyde Edwards, then I could have been that. If they wanted me to be more like Tyreek, I think I could have fit into that mode too. But in my era, you were either a big back, run between the tackles, or a big receiver. Yeah. Like this whole, slot receiver, these Tyreek Hill type guys kind of came.
Well, that's sort of what I'm saying. Like if you played in the Big 12 in 2019 instead of 1999.
Yeah, I could play running back in that era.
Yeah, but like you would have like 100 catches a year, Yeah. They'd be dumping it off in the backfield to you instead of having you line up and pound the ball in like power formation. Like
that was the Big 12 I played in. You lined up.
Keep your eye on the screen, by the way.
Hey, you're about to be very happy. Take a drink.
Yeah, I got a lot going on. I'm trying to talk to you guys. I'm watching U.S. Open. I'm watching my Chiefs. Okay, let me get back to my Chiefs now.
Travis Kelsey with the touchdown catch. There you go.
Oh, he might be my favorite Chief, but it's a toss-up between Hill, Kelsey, and Mahomes. I got a man crush on all three of them equally.
That's not exactly taken like an underdog there, like you shouldn't go hard, right?
I couldn't be more annoyed by this.
Dance on him, Kelsey. Dance on him, Kelsey. Hey, that white boy got rhythm. Do y'all have rhythm like Kelsey? Or you got two left feet?
You got organic raisins. I think that you know everything about me. I do not have rhythm, man. Hey, let me ask you some questions from Twitch here. Do baristas write the human joystick on your cup at Starbucks?
I will start using that. No, they do not. But thank you, Twitch, whoever asked that question. That would be my new barista name from moving on. I love it.
Jake from State Farm on Twitch. Wolf wants to know, Dante, do you have a favorite birthday memory or story from your time in the NFL?
Birthday memory from my time in NFL? No, but I have a birthday favorite memory from my time in college. So my senior year, we had a game. It fell on my birthday. And I had met these frat guys over the years. And we decided we're going to have a 21. It was my 21st birthday. We're going to have a party at the frat house. And we passed out flowers all throughout campus. The party got so insane, The traffic was leading from one of the main streets in College Station to the house. It was causing traffic all throughout town. And unbeknownst to us, we had no idea. We're just like partying it up. and all of a sudden, the cops come, they break it down, or they break the party up, and they break it down to us that, hey, this party, so many people are trying to get to this party that it's causing traffic on the main highways, on Main Street, on the back roads. It has to be shut down right now. Epic party. Epic, epic.
That's
That's
outstanding.
pretty good. Will, do you have a party story that good?
Yeah, but I don't know that I'm gonna indict myself on anything. One time we threw a Caddyshack party in college, and I dressed up as Rodney Dangerfield, and
Oh, nice.
it was yeah. Well, I don't know if it was even Rodney Dangerfield. So just like it got pretty you know what? I'm not going to tell any stories about.
That's all right. I like it. I like.
Hey, that's why I went with the PG college version. I thought about my professional when I had a little more money. I was like, yeah, we might not want to tell those stories.
Yeah, I know. It's like, man,
I'm a married man now.
I know. I like telling my stories. Like I like telling them, but then I'm like, you know what? I don't need to tell them. I don't know. No, the Twitch people don't need to know about what I do.
Yeah, exactly.
Los Locos says, what's your take on the great Tony Gonzalez? And then I'll ask a follow-up, like Tony Gonzalez versus Travis Kelsey. Compare them.
Wow. So it's tough because you're comparing two different eras, totally different eras. They pass so much more in this era. You don't have to block as much. And that's tough because I like both guys. But if I had to pick one, I think at this point right now, I'm going with Tony Gonzalez. I played with the man. I saw his work ethic. He was just an absolute beast. He played in an era when you went across the middle, you could get your head detached from your shoulders. So playing in that era, I put a little more onus on that. I give a small nod to Tony Gonzalez versus Kelsey.
By the way, we're having Shawne Merriman come on next hour. Did you ever get hit?
Shawne Merriman, lights out?
Yeah, did you ever get hit by Shawne Merriman?
I did not, but I was at a game when he hit Priest Holmes so hard, I wanted to take my shoulder pads off and go back in the locker room to make sure I didn't get hit that hard by that guy.
Wow.
Absolute beast. It sounds like you ever been to that Buccaneer Stadium in Tampa?
Yeah, when they shoot the guns off?
Yeah, when they shoot the guns. When he hit Priest, that's what it sounded like.
Oh my God.
That's
like a cannon went off. And then he did that crazy man thing he does. And I was like, oh my God, it's a maniac over there.
Oh, yeah, that's intimidating stuff, huh?
I'm telling you, every time I've seen Shawne Merriman, I always mention, I'm like, yeah, I went to NC State, and he makes fun of me. Like, just because Maryland beat us every year he was there. And he would tell me because he and Rivers were teammates. And he would be like,
that's right.
Yeah. So he'd be like, oh yeah, I played with Phil L Rivers. Yeah, like they call him like he's like, you can't spell Philip without 4 L's or like something like that. It's just cruel.
Oh man, love it.
Dante, do you play fantasy football? The people want to know.
I started playing last year for the first time.
Cool.
And I sucked. I went with my heart and not the stats and not my head. I was going with my heart. So this year, I'm trying to be more analytical about it. But yes, I played for the first time last year and came in dead last in my league.
Who's on your team?
Last year? This year.
This year.
Oh man, I don't have it in front of me.
Right. You know, do you remember like who your first pick was or anything like that?
Oh yeah, my first pick, Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, of course.
Okay. Oh, you took him in
This
the
year or
first
last year?
Both.
This year or last year?
Both.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
So like you finished dead last year. You're like, I'm going to change things up, and you took the same player.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I told you, it's my heart, man. Look, I can't help it, man.
Well, I mean, like it does. I think that it would be tough to be like a former Chiefs player and you root for the Chiefs. Like that's what you're settling in to root for. And like you pass on Patrick Mahomes and somebody else has him in your fantasy league.
It's just so hard to pick against your team, which is essentially, if you want to win, what you need to do. You need to pick players that potentially are going to have, success against your team. It's tough.
Yeah. Well, at least your team is the Chiefs. That helps a little bit. Like, my team's the Giants. And one good player, and he just tore his ACL. Like, what's an NFL player's reaction to the Saquon Barkley injury? Fantasy managers are disappointed, but we also feel really badly for the player. But you know what it's like. These guys work so hard. Second game of the year, he's out for the season, and this is the second straight year he's had a rough injury in week 2. Like, what do you like? What goes through your mind when you see a guy like Saquon Barkley out for the year?
I think for the most part, we immediately think of that guy and his family, because at the end of the day, those are the most important people. So you just immediately think like, that's going to change his family's life as far as having to care for him. Will he return and be the same guy? Will he be able to get a second contract, a third contract? Because a serious injury like that is going to have, an effect on everyone, not just Saquon. It's going to have effect on his family, people that he's taking care of, his agents. Everyone is affected. So you just, you think of that guy and the family first and foremost. And then from there, you kind of honestly, you got to get it out of your mind, out of your head, and you got to focus right back on the task at hand. So it's kind of gladiator-ish. You have a moment, you feel for the guy, and it's like, okay, I got to get back to work. Oh my God.
That was a big hit. That was a big hit.
Oh my God.
I missed it.
Yeah, it was a big hit. Damian Wilson just.
He's out of there. He's done.
He's okay.
Concussion protocol. Oh my God. Hey, watch the hands. You got to watch the hands. This is what I always look for on a big hit. He hit Herbert, bro. He hit him so hard he hurt himself. Look, see the hands go dead? He's out of there. Look at the hand. Out of there. Damn it.
How did I miss that?
Watch the hands. Watch the hands on 54. Watch his hand.
Yeah, we're ahead of you. So,
no, I don't think you are.
Chargers, by the way. Yeah, no, we are. I saw that hit. I'm ahead of you. Chargers just picked up a first down, I think, in Chiefs territory.
I'm saying who got hit?
The quarterback got hit.
But he's all right. He's all right.
Oh, okay. Well, I just looked up and they were cutting the Easton stick. Like, hey, bud, you might have to come in.
Dude, how are you a player ahead of me?
Dude, I got the hookup, man. I work for CBS.
That's what it is. See, I'm on his damn YouTube. I'm on his damn YouTube.
Dante, he cut he's splitting his cable cord at home. Like he don't this organic raisin eating lunatic cut his cable cord to save on his bill.
On anything. I have to watch two things at once. I need a cable splitter, man. I didn't pay for the cable splitter. Will, that thing was probably like $5 4 years ago. I don't know. All right, if you guys have any more questions for Dante, fire away. So we got correct me if I'm wrong, we got Chiefs Ravens next week, right?
Is that next week?
Pretty sure.
Dude, I'm married with 3 kids. I couldn't tell you what I got going tomorrow. So
that's right.
Next week, man. And how do you think they measure up? I was so disappointed. It's at Baltimore next week. It's Monday night. How do you think they measure up? I was so disappointed didn't get to see them in the playoffs last year. What do you think right now?
Well, looking at my defense right now, I'm scared to take this defense I'm watching today to go play Lamar Jackson and that offense. If that happens, it's going to be a shootout on Monday night again, 50-53, something crazy like that. The Ravens are legit. Lamar Jackson is the truth. That is a top 3 team in the AFC that potentially will be in the Super Bowl. It's the Chiefs, it's the Ravens, and it's the Steelers, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think there's a decent chance that we get like Ravens Chiefs for 5 straight AFC championship games. Like it's a modern version of like Colts and Patriots.
Agreed. And if you look at both organizations, they both ran well from top to bottom. They're going to continuously put the right players, talented players in place around their star quarterbacks. The defenses are going to get better. I think you're right. This is going to be for the next 5 to 10 years, the 2 teams to beat.
Yeah, I mean the Bills are obviously making a case too, as they're 2-0 and they look pretty good. And
come on, man, come on.
What do you think about Tom Brady? Now you're not feeling it with the Bills?
The Buffalo Bills? You kidding me?
Dude, they got a great defense. They got Stephon.
Did they lose to Miami today? Did they lose to Miami today?
No, they won.
They came back and won. Okay.
Josh Allen had a 425-yard passing touchdown or passing.
I really like Josh Allen. I really like him. But some kind of way, history tells me Buffalo is just going to somehow screw it up. And I like Josh Allen, but they're going to screw it up.
I don't really know how you argue against that. That is out of their MO. But like sometimes things change, right? Like, how about Andy Reid? History is so different now that he won that Super Bowl, right? Amazing coach and could never win the big one. Shawne Merriman's coming out, Norv Turner kind of had that reputation, right? And it's like, but everything changes. And for Andy Reid now, he finally cements his place in history, right?
Is that Norv Turner's reputation?
I think so. He would
never win the big one. Did he ever get
absolutely.
That's wrong. Did he ever win the big one?
Every year with the Chargers, they'd be great, and not.
I think it's maybe more Marty Schottenheimer with like can't win in the playoffs.
I would say Martin Schottenheimer, and I think both of them. But
he's right. I think
sorry, go ahead.
Norv had some great teams in San Diego. I'm talking 14-2, LT, Shawne Merriman, crazy defenses, and they would get in the playoffs every single year and lose. I think he's right. I think North Turner had more of that.
I think it was more as like not like couldn't win the big one, just sort of like get to the playoffs and then like do something really stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like,
my man, that's the big one. My man.
Is that the same thing?
That's the same thing.
Okay, all right.
How much bourbon you drinking over there?
I lost it. I'm worried I drank it all. Like I don't know what happened last night.
When you get in the playoffs, that's considered the big ones. You know,
okay,
that, right? The playoffs, big ones.
That's fine. Well, see, I think of Andy Reid as like, with Andy, it was always like he just couldn't get that Super Bowl win, and that was always going to haunt his resume forever. And then to me, and I've made this analogy a bunch of times, and you're watching the U.S. Open, so I assume you're a golf guy, right?
Love golf, yes.
Golf's my favorite sport too. I'm actually wearing a hat that says golf.
Is golf a sport, Will?
What's that?
Is golf a sport?
Get out of
Absolutely.
Here. Out of here.
Just kidding.
By the way, Bryson DeChambeau winning this is really annoying because he like is overpowered. He's like overpowered. He said he was going to overpower the course. It's like you can't overpower Winged Foot, and then he went in an overpowered Winged Foot.
Pretty much.
But I liken it to Phil Mickelson winning that first major, where it's like Andy getting that Super Bowl. It's like now with the weight off your back of getting that first one, you feel like they could kind of just cut loose and win a couple. You know, like
absolutely. And that's across all sports. That's across all sports. Whether it's a coach, Andy Reid, LeBron James in basketball, Phil Mickelson in golf, it's the same thing.
Oh no! Is that a fumble box for the Ravens?
Oh, was that?
Oh, scoop score!
Oh, it was a defensive touchdown. All right, Tyrod Taylor's officially out with a chest injury, so Justin Herbert's been in for basically. I'm sitting here like I didn't see Tyrod get hurt, and all I saw was like the second play of the game, and Herbert's in. I started the show, be like, "Oh my God, they started Justin Herbert." Yeah. Didn't realize that Tyrod Taylor had gotten hurt.
By the way, if for some reason, so like if the Chargers could punch this in,
yeah.
Just thinking from a live betting perspective here, which has not gone well for me today, but well, I had the damn Jets under and the Broncos under. They both scored garbage time touchdowns.
What's your bet with the Chargers?
I like the under in this game.
What's the under?
I took it 50 before the game.
That's a great bet. I think it's going to be under.
Well, because with Andy, it came out with that offense. Reed came out in that offense in week 1, and they ran the ball really methodically. So now it's a little concerning if the Chargers get up by a couple, and then like the Chargers don't want to run. They don't want to run up tempo. They're not going to be a fast-paced team.
But the thing you have to watch, Andy Reid always goes into halftime, and I feel like the team comes out much stronger. They make adjustments, and we could just explode at any minute and put up a 21, 30-point quarter.
Exactly. It's terrifying taking a Chiefs under.
But Justin Herbert is going to help you with the score because he keeps overthrowing guys. I think he's too pumped up. He's too amped up.
All right, so right now the Chiefs are -3.5 on the live line. That's kind of interesting.
I would take the Chiefs.
Well, I would definitely take that. Especially after that holding call because they just lost a big opportunity to score a point. I mean, this is big for the Chargers if they could have gone up 14-6, but now they're back to their 19-yard line. And they're going to have 3rd and goal from the 14-yard line now. So it looks probably like a field goal.
Yeah, looking like a field goal.
And I'm pretty sure that the Chiefs are going to score a touchdown in the 2-minute drill to end the half. Like
Dante said, I mean, you're looking at a team in Kansas City that's well coached, well prepared, has a ton of talent. They're not going to just sleepwalk through this entire game. They're going to come out at some if you're the Chargers, you have to know that if you're winning this game, you're not going to do it with field goals.
Yeah.
And you're not going to do it how you're doing it because we're going to go in at halftime and figure out what you're doing. And it's probably going to be an explosion in the second half.
I will say the interesting thing, I think, and here comes that 3rd down play. They're taking a shot to the end zone. He's got him. Oh, my goodness.
Wide open.
Well, that is busted coverage.
Look, man, they're down starting cornerbacks today.
Sorry, Dante. We just
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Dante. Oh, he's open in the end zone. Is he going to catch it? Yeah, sorry. I'm just going to do it again 30 seconds later.
Matthew Wolf just double bogeyed.
Now you just ruined everything for Dante Hall, dude. What are you doing?
He's probably ahead of me on that one.
Okay. No, I'm watching that one. That's it. The U.S. Open is over.
Bryson's
over.
6 strokes up with 2 to play.
Yeah,
it's over.
Yeah, it's over.
But
here we go. Here's a 3rd down play. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Let's watch this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's watch Dante's reaction live. He's still not wide open yet. He's about to.
First of all, who is 27? Like, who is that? I don't know who this guy is. I've never seen that number. Where's Thornhill? Where's Matthew?
I don't know where Matthew is, but I know that Bashar Breeland's suspended for this game. And
yeah, he can't put down the weed, man.
Well, yeah, they're a little depleted in the secondary, and they had a big breakdown there. Dude, kudos to Justin Herbert. What a tough spot to be
So
in.
see, I don't put this on the player. I put this on the coach. Why are you going zone?
Dixie to go cups are built sturdy.
You got to go
so when Mark's
man like
daughter
a
gets
2 under,
boo-boo,
man, cover 3 maybe. I didn't like the defensive call. Sometimes, see, the coaches, they get paid big bucks too. These guys getting paid $500,000, couple million. And a lot of times we want to point at the players. But right there, that's a defensive coaching call that's responsible for that touchdown, in my opinion. Like, you didn't put your players in a position to succeed, right?
Well, it's also like you have to know with Herbert out there. I mean, he's not going to be going through his full reads here. Like they're going to be looking to line up something that's like a zone beater, where they're like, all right, let's run this like a corner route to whoever that is. And it's like, if it's open, he's going to throw it. And if not, you can see the way he threw it. He threw it deep. Like, okay, I'm not going to throw this shallow where it's going to get intercepted. I'm just going to put it deep in the corner. This is our one look here on 3rd and long at the goal line. If not, we just kick the field goal. Like, I think they're probably
and I don't like. I'm not saying we got a lot of money on that defensive line. I'm gonna need them to show up. I don't want to talk about another man's pocket, but right now he's a little too clean in that pocket.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him sacked. I haven't seen him pressured. He's just back there comfortable. And a young guy like that, you want to make him feel you right off the bat, get him uncomfortable. And he's just a little too comfortable right now.
Got some questions here on Twitch. Let me see if I can get to some of these. Apparently you were on Letterman.
I was.
How did that go? I'm sorry, I did not know that. I did not see that.
I was.
Go tell us about that.
That's one of the best nights of my life. And it wasn't even being on David Letterman. That wasn't even the best part. It's what happened after Letterman.
Oh, interesting.
Can you expound on that?
A little bit, yeah. So this was during that crazy 2003 season when I had like 3 or 4 in a row. Mm-hmm. And the media people came in after the 4th one versus Denver. And they were like, David Letterman wants you to be on the show on your bye week. And I'm like, no way. It's like, yeah, it's for real. So it's for real. And I get there, and I had been working with this lady by the name of Tracy Perlman. She's high up with the entertainment division at the time with the NFL. She knew I was a big Jay-Z fan. She knew I was a big fan. I'm going to be in New York. And she surprised me with a meeting with Jay-Z. So I go do David Letterman. Who's a hot chick from Baywatch? She was on the show.
Pamela Anderson.
Pamela Anderson was on the show. By the way, looks better in pictures than in person. But anyway, it's another story. So she's there. I get to meet her. David Letterman, that was cool. Caught punts off the building that is filmed in. Great night. Awesome, whatever. But after that, I went over to the 40/40 Club, which is Jay-Z's sports bar in New York City. And we watched LeBron James. This was like his rookie season. It was a big game on ESPN. I got to hang. Like, sometimes you meet someone, and it's like a handshake, autograph, photo op, and you out. No, we literally hung out, watched the game. It was my best friends, his best friend. He gave me a tour around the club. One of the most phenomenal nights of my life. That happened after Letterman. Yeah.
Wow. I've actually been to the 40/40 Club. It might have been the coolest place. Like that wasn't like the coolest night for me, but for me, someone who never does anything cool, as you're learning about me, going to the 40 Club was like 40/40 Club was a big step for me. And now I feel even cooler after that story. Like
I bet you never went back again, did you?
I never did. I don't even know how they let me in. I didn't even come with a girl.
Yeah, that's these organic reasons, sir. I'd love to come into the 40/40 Club.
It was probably like a Wednesday afternoon or something, like 3:00. It was just coming out. It said one person said Wolf said Dante has a handful of tackles in his career. Any stories about the best hit he put on one of them and who it was?
I had some tackles.
I don't know, maybe after an interception or something.
Tackles. No, yeah. I think they're thinking about D'Angelo Hall.
Maybe. I don't know. You don't think you ever tackled someone after a pick?
I know for a fact I've never had any tackles. Go Google Dante Hall tackles. You find a zero. You'll find a goose egg.
All right. That was a bust.
How would he have a tackle?
I said, after an interception or maybe a fumble on a return or something like that.
No tackles for me.
Yeah. All right. How about a fumble? You ever
Wait. You have 4 tackles in your career.
Oh, come on, Dante.
Hey, CTE is real, man. CTE is real, man.
You had a tackle in 2001. A tackle in 2000.
Dude, that's 19 years ago. Like,
yeah, this is what you're credited with. A tackle in 2001, 2002, 2005, and then one in 2007 with the Rams.
Okay. Sorry, tell the twist person that Wolf. What's his name? Wolf. Sorry, Wolf. You were right.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Wolf. Wow. I guess I do have some tackles. Well, I can't tell you about any of them because I don't remember.
How about fumbles on a punt return or kick return? That must be like a sinking feeling.
Dude. It's funny. We're playing the Chargers. I had one of the worst fumbles all time versus the Chargers at Arrowhead. It was coming after the second half kickoff to start the second half. I catch it. I break up the sideline. I'm literally 8-10 yards away from pay dirt. And I go to Deion Sanders, showboat, high step into the end zone, do something crazy. And I look the side of my eye at the last minute and a guy was coming. I go to tuck it back in, and it squirts out.
Oh
no.
10 yards from pay dirt, and I give up the candy on the 5-yard line.
Did you make a tackle after that?
I did not. I did not.
You get chewed out after that.
I did not. You know what Coach Vermeer told me when I got to the sideline?
You say?
What did he say? It's just a reminder that you're human. That's what he told me.
Really?
Because at that point, I really didn't have. I never dropped the ball. I've rarely dropped punt. That was what he told me. Just a reminder that you're human. Get him next time. Yeah, I never forget that.
Then I'm assuming did that work better for you than somebody chewing you out?
Well, in that same game, I took a punt to the house after that.
that was a reminder that you're not human. You're super.
Yeah. So that definitely works better for me. I really got chewed out. I didn't like getting chewed out, but sometimes when I got chewed out, it would also get me going. Like it'll piss me off. You get in that pissed off stage, and then you just kind of black out and you throw all the rules out and you go for that. But that reassurance worked better for me, for sure.
I think so. In this game in particular, was this in 2004?
I think it was 2004, maybe 05, 04, 05.
You had 6 kickoff returns for 233 yards.
It might have been that game.
One to the house.
Like, why do they kick to you, man? I don't understand. That was like, why did they kick to you?
I don't know, man. Like, people got ego. People have pride.
Yeah. Was there any coach or punter or kicker that was particularly good at not kicking to you? You were like, oh crap, I'm not going to get I'm not getting any play in this game.
No, I can't think of any. I can't think of any. Some teams would try to angle kick, but I can't really think of any. The best kicker that I've ever faced happened to be on my team, and his name was Dustin Colquitt.
Oh yeah, really good.
He was hands down the best, and he was on my team. So practicing with him every day, catching his punts, fielding his kicks, I got in the game. Everyone else's were pretty easy to.
Did you ever notice it? Like Bill Belichick always has left-footed punters.
Yes.
Did you ever notice like the spin? Did it ever like mess you
up?
Oh,
1,000,000%. A la Dustin Colquitt. Because the rotation is just totally different. It's just absolutely different. It's just like if you ever been to Europe, just go put the steering wheel on the other side. Something very simple.
Right.
Yeah.
Very, very simple. It'll throw you off. And that's pretty much what a left-footed kicker does. Just
how would you practice? How would you even practice with Colquitt? So you're with Colquitt. You were all in practice. You were getting all the left-footed kicks, right?
I was getting all the left-footed kicks. But before Colquitt came, and I had right-footed kickers, we would bring in. So if we had a left-footed kicker for that week, we would bring in left-footed kickers for practice
and have them test it out. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You can. By the way, you were only obligated to be here till 5:30. So you're in overtime. You can stay as long as you want. You got an open invitation. But if you have to hop off, you let us know.
Let's go to halftime on the game. I want to see where we at.
That sounds good, man. What's the rule of thumb for a fair catch? Is there like, well, if this guy's within this amount of this yards, whatever, like, is there a rule of thumb?
It's not a rule. Well, there is a rule of thumb. Hold on, excuse me. My uncle's calling. How do you end? Man, how do you do this? Let me see. Decline. Did I miss? Are you guys still there?
Yeah, you're
we're
good.
still here.
Okay, woo. Man, I thought I was messed up. Okay, there's a lot going on that screen right there.
Come
So
on,
rule
we're on
of
Twitch
thumb.
right now. Yeah.
Huh?
Sorry. I was saying, come on, Uncle. We're on Twitch right
Yeah,
now.
come on, huh?
Can't be called.
It is his
So,
birthday. I'm assuming that's why.
Rule of thumb was basically, for man was coming free within 5 to 10 yards, you fair caught it. But to me, it just depends on like the trajectory of the ball. Because sometimes I would catch it. I like when a guy was coming full speed at me as I was catching it. Those are the easiest guys to make miss.
Yeah.
The guy that's under control, breaking down, I'm a fair catch it. But a guy that's coming full speed, oh yeah, I'm a probably not fair catch that every time. But rule of thumb, typically, if a guy's running free, fair catch it and live to see another day.
I feel like when I was growing up, I'm 36, so like 90s football, early 2000s, I feel like the rule was like, you do not fair catch it inside your 10-yard line. But I feel like now players are so good at downing the ball that I see people fair catch inside their 10-yard line all the time. Do you feel like special teams units have gotten so good, much better at downing the ball?
I think once I caught it inside the 10 back in 2003, coaches and players had to reassess that whole 10-yard catching inside the 10. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. No, what I think happens is, I'm going to be honest, I think they still teach that. I'm pretty sure they do. But what happens is, it's so much going on, it's really hard to, realize I took a step or two back. Because you got your heels, but, you're so focused on catching the punt that, you're not really thinking, did I take a step back? Did I take 2 steps back? No, the most important thing is fielding the catch.
Like
so I think a lot of...
He just got a fair catch at the 6-yard line in the,
See what I'm saying?
Game. Yeah. And he was drifting back. He didn't even realize it.
So you have to practice that to get your body used to. We literally used to probably 10, 15 times practice that. Heels on the 10, don't move. Don't move.
Okay.
So maybe the coaches, if your coaches is not really emphasizing that and making you really focus on not moving, then it's very easy to see.
Did you give any tips to Tyreek Hill or Mecole Hardman? Have you been a punt return, kick return guru for the Chiefs?
Not a guru. I've talked to those guys. I've had conversations with those guys, but they are so good. We didn't even talk football. Football was not what was. First of all, they're gonna have to pay me if they want my coaching. Like, that's first of all. Let's get that understood. You want some coaches, it's gonna cost. No, I'm kidding. But no, when I talk with these guys, it's usually just shooting the poop. I don't try to coach guys. Now, if a guy was to ask me for information, I'll give it, but I'm not out here trying to, especially give guys that have had success. Yeah. They don't need my coaching.
All right. So what are you doing for your birthday, man?
So I just got back from Ogunquit, Maine. My wife and I, we have 3 kids, 5, 2.5, and 1.
Oh my God.
So we just got away from their asses and just enjoyed life for 24 hours, had a nice dinner. We got drunk last night and, did what husband and wives do. We went, got a spa today and hung out by the Atlantic Ocean. We just had the simple things when you're married with kids, man. The simple things.
Oh my God. What do you have, 2, Aizer?
I got 2. I got a 2-year-old and a 3-month-old.
Oh, you're in the trenches with me. You're in the trenches as well.
I got a 6.5-year-old. I mean, it's not. We're not.
You're coasting.
I'm not going to complain about it to anybody with multiple kids.
Yeah.
It's tough, but it's also incredible. Obviously,
You don't have to say. You don't have to act. We're all.
Oh, it is incredible. I miss them like right now. I'm sure. I don't know. Do you miss your kids right now, Dante? Can you wait to get off?
You probably can relate to this. When I'm away from them, I miss them. When I'm with them, I can't wait to get away from them.
I'm never away from them. I've been stuck in my house for since March, basically.
Ooh, no wonder you're eating organic raisins and drinking water.
Yeah. Great. Well, the kids eat them too, so I eat their snacks now. And I'm always hungry because I give half my dinner to my kid every night. So that's another problem I have. All right, all right, it's halftime 53 seconds left. 53 seconds left in the half. 14-6 Chargers. Will, what is the live line right now? And if they do anything but hand off here, well, I guess the Chiefs have 3 timeouts. So
the Chiefs are minus 136 right now, so they're still favored to win the game. Obviously, down 8 points. I would guess that the full game line was Chiefs minus 8.5. I would guess that the second half line is something similar. Like if the Chiefs are favored, right?
Yeah.
Then presumably, I mean, obviously Vegas believes that they will outscore the Chargers for the rest of the game, right?
Yes.
And they're down 8 points. So I would guess that the second half line is something like Chiefs -7.5 or Chiefs -8, Chiefs -9, something like that. So there's probably, I mean, that's a big spread for the second half.
That's a big spread.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's not going to be, I mean, if it's Chiefs -3.5, I mean, you hammer that because you think the Chiefs are going to, I mean, I think the Chiefs are going to win this game.
Yeah, of course. We get the ball back at half. We'll go in, make some adjustments, come out, tie it up right away, and then we'll run away with it in the fourth quarter. I can see us winning by 10 when it's all said and done. I can see us winning by 10.
You're not afraid to cover a spread when they're after losing at halftime.
No, I mean, I've seen this team be down 24
in the
and
playoffs.
come back in a quarter. We did it 3 times in the playoffs. We've done it multiple times in the regular season. And I'm telling you, it's the adjustments that Andy Reid makes.
Are the Chargers getting a little greedy here?
Nah, I think they just want to make sure the Chiefs.
They're calling timeouts.
Call a timeout. Are you kidding?
This is a little greedy.
Yeah, no, this is ridiculous. They're nowhere close. Just take your 8-point lead into the.
Well, they just got the first down, so.
I know, but I would get the first down, take a knee, and
like, what are they doing? Just take a knee. Just get out.
This is
there.
how you end
You
up.
know what they're doing? They know what I just said. The Chiefs are going to come out and put up a buku amount of points, so we can't just sit on this 14-6 lead.
This is how you end up with Tyrann Mathieu walking into the end zone.
There you go.
All of a sudden, the game's tied at halftime. You're like, how did this happen?
Speak the truth.
We played the game of our life. Like, you have a rookie quarterback who wasn't supposed to start today.
Like, he looks good. I can't even lie. This rookie quarterback looks good right now.
He's doing it.
Coached him well.
Very poised. This is an impressive half because they should have lost, or at least, I don't know, almost lost. It would have been a tie game to the Bengals.
It's a good play call.
Yeah. All right,
this is so greedy.
Yeah, there's gonna be a little Badgley magic at the end of the half here, but it's a much different half than I expected. Hats off to the Chiefs.
Yeah, definitely. Well, not really. I've just learned to not, when the Chiefs come out like this, like, don't panic.
Yeah.
I've seen this story many, many times.
What a way. Years. I mean, what a beautiful way to like live your football life. To like be like, I got Mahomes. I mean, like,
hey, that's only since Mahomes the past 2 years. Before Mahomes, it was sheer misery watching my Chiefs.
We were watching the state game last night. NC State's up 3 with like a minute to go. It's like, well, how are we going to lose this game?
Exactly.
They're just waiting for the rug to get pulled out from under us.
That's what it was for my Chiefs for so long.
Oh no, it's the worst.
Yeah,
that was a good play. That was a good play call too. They rolled him out there. That's if you watch Justin Herbert at Oregon, his best success was when they would roll him out, get him on the move, and then when it would give him easy one read looks. By the way,
that's pretty much what they're doing today too. They're keeping it simple, which is why I think we need to go man to man, bring a little more heat. I look for the Chiefs to be a little more aggressive in the second half.
Everything's been underneath too. I mean,
well, and the thing is, like, if you roll him out, exactly. If you roll him out and get him on the move and give him easy underneath one read looks, like you're just all you have to do is figure out is there a guy in the zone or not? Like, is he in the hole or not? Like, if you have those little concept routes, it's easy to pull off. By the way, in this scenario, they're going Hail Mary, I guess. But if they were going to kick right here, Dante Hall would be underneath the goalpost. Did you ever do that?
1,000,000%. 1,000,000%.
Well, you've got time to take whoever that is, Keenan Allen, put him all the way out toward the sideline. You got 4 seconds. You can throw, I don't know, you can get like 7-8 yards here and give yourself a chance.
Not in 4 seconds. No way. No way.
I think you can get out about.
Yeah, it might run out.
No way.
Well, I don't know.
This all feels very unnecessary by the Chiefs. I mean, the Chargers.
I think they're giving themselves a chance here.
Texans field goal right before half, 20-10 there.
No, I mean, they got no chance. They got no chance. The Texans. Sorry to say it, right? But like, there's no way they're winning that game.
I mean, they're down. See, this is where you get into trouble. That's why. I mean, what if he fumbles that to the house? That's why you don't do it.
Give the kid a break. He's not going to fumble to the house. Come on, Will.
Look how red his face is. He's petrified. He had a honey badger bearing down on him.
Reprieve. Now we're gonna have another play here. What do you think? What do you get? You ready for the Hail Mary, Will? Remember.
Whoa, the Chiefs just went to a live dog. That's weird.
Oh, Will's.
What does that mean? What does that mean, Will?
They're
What's
an underdog.
dog?
They're plus 103 on the live line.
Now they're underdogs to win the game. So,
I Offsides, damn it.
All right, let's go. Listen, Will, if he completes the Hail Mary, you can't react because we've got like 5 seconds.
Yeah, we'll just sit here quietly.
Okay, yeah. Nothing going on right now. Nothing going on. That's pretty boring.
Let me turn this golf off. I'm gonna get off this YouTube and get on my regular CBS.
Oh!
Hey, be quiet, Will. Don't ruin it.
No, we're not gonna say anything. But boy, was that wild.
That was something.
Dante Hall watching the first half. You let us know. Did they throw it yet?
Well, I'm putting it on my regular TV. I'm watching.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna miss it.
Even on my regular TV. Okay, let me see.
All right,
I'm watching it right now. Let's see.
Having Dante Hall tell me to shut up and not spoil the Chiefs game.
Did I say shut up? I'm sorry.
No.
It was implied. It was implied.
That's what I love about this show.
Oh!
Yeah,
that could have been a scoop and score. You called it, my man. That could have been a scoop and score.
He got the ball in the open field and he laterals. It's like, oh my God, like that's either going to be great or really bad. Like what if the Chiefs player picks it up and he's just gone to the house? You feel like such an idiot.
So we just played our worst half of football in a long time, and we're only down one score.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my message at halftime. We just played our worst half of football in a long time, and we're only down one score, and we get the ball back.
Well, this was a lot of fun. I hope they, for your sake, for your birthday, I hope they come back and win and enjoy it. And look, we had a great time talking to you, man. Thanks for taking the time.
Likewise, man. I enjoyed you guys as well, and peace and love, and thanks for the birthday wishes.
Yeah, happy birthday, Dante. Good talking to you, buddy.
All right, bye, fellas.
See you, man.
All right, this is the home team watch party presented by Lowe's. Adam Aizer and Will Brinson here. Will's hanging out for another 10 minutes. And then Dave Richards going to hop on, and Shawne Merriman's going to hop on as well. Will, you have an open invitation. You can stay as long as you'd like. But
I'll hang out. I'll let Shawne Merriman make fun of me.
All right, cool. That was really fun. That was really fun.
Dante Hall, what a remarkably cool dude.
Absolutely. All right, so some fantasy stuff here. Let's talk about these games. 14-6, 60 yards for Patrick Mahomes. He does have a touchdown. He also has 25 rushing yards. Clyde Edwards-Helaire has 4 carries. Will, if you can get the time of possession, that would be nice. Travis Kelsey, 4 carries for 35 yards, 4 catches, 35 yards, and a touchdown. Tyreek Hill does not have a catch. This is bizarre. Justin Herbert, 195 yards on only 20 passes and a touchdown and a rushing touchdown. And he has 19 fantasy points. I don't even remember the rushing touchdown. We unfortunately was not able to pay attention to that. And Austin Eckler and Josh Kelly, I keep giving the stat, teams are never able to run the ball on the Chiefs. There's been one running back in the last 8 games, going back to last year, with more than 14 carries against the Chiefs. That was Derrick Henry. Eckler and Kelly are probably both going to get that today. And very good to see both of them involved in the passing game. But Austin Eckler with 3 catches for 48 yards. Eckler's over 100. Eckler's at almost 120 yards right now with 4 catches. So,
hey, Adam, I'm gonna give you. Do you know what happens when Ben Roethlisberger goes for 300 yards? Is Ben Roethlisberger 311 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 pick? Is that good?
It's good. It's not great.
Right. Like it wouldn't count as it wouldn't be a win for the start of the week, right?
No.
Okay, so you know what we call that?
What?
It's the sorry of the week. Because now Jamie has to apologize for his terrible pick.
I mean, 311, 2-1 is pretty good. Let's see where he ranks right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's 9th. He's QB9. So that's good. He's tied with Jeff Driscoll, if that helps. All right, let's see what else is going on. Let's check in on the other games, Will. We've got Arizona 20 and the Washington football team 0. Big game for Dwayne Haskins, 9 of 16, 66 yards.
Yeah, I mean, look, Washington is better than people think, but the problem for them is that they are not built to come from behind because they need to be able to just aggressively rush the passer, right? They need to have a sort of a lead. And especially against a team like Arizona, where Patrick Peterson is a great man corner and he can follow around Terry McLaurin, they're probably going to struggle to put up huge numbers in the passing game.
Yeah, McLaurin just took him to school right there. 4 catches for 65 yards for McLaurin.
Yeah, not a bad day for him.
And they are matched up on each other right now. And we are early in the 3rd quarter there. Antonio Gibson, 8 carries for 37 yards. Like it's his backfield now. 8 for 37. Peyton Barber has 1 carry. J.D. McKissick has 3 carries. Gibson has 1 catch. I mean, it's a horrible day for the passing game. 84 passing yards for Dwayne Haskins, and Terry McLaurin has 65 of them. Meanwhile, Kyler Murray has 4 incompletions, 18 of 22, 189, 1-1, plus 41 rushing yards and a touchdown. And slow day so far for Kenyon Drake. And Dave Richards in the house. Dave, welcome to the home team watch party. I don't think he can hear me yet.
I can hear you.
Oh, hey,
You're
Dave.
talking about me.
Yeah.
Hello, Dave.
What's up, Will? How are
How you doing, buddy? Good
Hey,
to see
listen,
you.
Dude, I didn't know you were going to be at the party. This is
Hey, in all
awesome.
seriousness,
You just missed Dante Hall.
I got to interrupt
well,
Will.
it's a good thing because he would have challenged me to a race.
Talk amongst
I would have
yourselves.
had to have said yes, and I would have embarrassed him. So it's a good thing that we,
Yeah, it's like the footage of me racing Shawne in the 40-yard dash in the streets of Fort Lauderdale. That's still up on the internet for some reason. I don't know where Adam's going. I guess thinks he's too good for
That's
this.
good. Get him out of here.
Yeah.
Get him out of here, and then it could be, we'll just chill out for a while and talk about how dumb Bill O'Brien is.
Or how great your Miami Hurricanes look.
They look, offensively, they look great. Defensively, they've got a lot of work to do.
Their offense looks good for the first time in like
Since I was in school.
Yeah, I was about to say. De'Aaron King looks like he could be legit. I mean, they took Louisville to the house.
Do you think King could hack it in the pros? Because I'm a little worried about his size.
Maybe. I haven't watched enough of them to definitively say, but I think it's possible.
All right.
What is your happiest, and I assume Saquon Barkley is your least happy fantasy moment of today, but what is your happiest?
My happiest fantasy moment?
Yes.
Jonnu Smith has 3 touchdowns in 2 games. So does Tyler Higbee. And I spent a lot of bandwidth talking about those 2 guys this offseason. Of course, I also talked about Ronald Jones, and that's definitely not going to work.
Well, Adam and I talked about that. He fumbled. He looked good early today.
That stiff arm on his way to the end zone was awesome.
But then he fumbled.
Yep.
And it's pretty obvious that Bruce Arians and Tom Brady were like, all right.
Yeah, he was on a 1 strike you're out rule with Tampa
and then
Bay.
Uncle Lynn broke that long touchdown run at the end. So
yeah, he ain't the uncle anymore. He's the big daddy.
He is. He is probably the guy in Tampa Bay now, I would guess.
I would too, which is why I was drafting him in round 5, round 6 after he signed with Tampa Bay. Basically drafting him where I was trying to get Ronald Jones.
Right.
And I told a buddy of mine who's a big time Bucs fan. I said, he's not the fastest guy, he's just not, but man, does he have good vision, really good power. And he's a good pass catcher out of the backfield. So he's going to end up taking off now. And stinks for Rojo. He put in a lot of time this offseason to try and be that guy.
What a bummer, Dave. What a bummer.
It is a bummer, Adam.
You never know. You never know, Bruce Arians. You never know.
Yeah. And I only want to say just one other thing, and we'll be interested in this. We need the Ravens to win by somewhere between 1 and 7 points today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's it. That's all I'm going to say.
I was thinking like 8 or more. By the way, are you aware that on our NFL experts picks page?
Yes, Ryan Wilson's undefeated today.
But he has Washington.
So he's not going to be undefeated for long.
And Kansas City, Baltimore, Seattle, New Orleans. So probably looking at like a 14-2 day.
Yeah.
Which is just.
I've had an undefeated day before. They're pretty awesome.
You have? Against the spread?
Yeah. I thought I had one in 2018 and one in 2017, I think.
Really?
All right, guys. We are about to be joined by our next guest. Let's get Shawne Merriman in here. Lights out.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, there he is. Shawne Merriman, welcome.
Yes.
Welcome to the Home Team Watch Party presented by Lowe's. How are you? What's up, Shawne? How you doing?
What's up, my man? How you doing?
Doing great.
What up, Shawne?
What a half. What a half for the Chargers.
I'm excited, man. Obviously, you hate to see Tyrod go down and whatnot, but Justin Herbert, man, he doesn't look like a rookie. He's not acting like it. He's making some of these tough throws, and you can just tell the energy is different when he's on the field, man. So that's pretty exciting.
Oh, we're really pleased to have you here. We just talked to Dante Hall, and I asked him if he had ever been hit by Shawne Merriman, and he said no, but he said that you hit Priest Holmes so hard one time, it sounded like the cannons being shot at the Buccaneers games, and he wanted to run into the locker room, take his pads off, and quit for the rest of the game. That's how.
And you know what's crazy about that hit? I was a rookie then, And Priest, it was a big hit. He went on the sideline and he didn't know what happened. And when they told him that a rookie had just laid that hit on him, he started to laugh. And so Priest Holmes was one of my favorite players growing up, man. So Priest, if you're watching this, I'm sorry about that, man. Let's make up for it one day.
Hey, Shawne, what is your favorite memory of losing to NC State in college?
Oh no, Will, you didn't just ask him that.
I don't
set him
remember
up because he's every time I've ever interviewed him, he's made fun of me for it because I mentioned I'm a State guy and I was there when Rivers was, and Shawne went to Maryland. So
yeah, I don't recall because I don't think that's never happened.
It never happened. What do you call Philip? What do you call him? He's like, what's the joke with the L's?
Oh, that he never beat me in college.
Yeah, but you'd be like, yeah, you can't spell Philip without 4 L's or something like that.
Yeah. I just remember that. Yeah, and you know what's crazy? After that game, when we went down there and beat them, I think it was my sophomore year. All their fans completely trashed the field. They were throwing stuff at us. We had to run out of the stadium because they were so pissed. So we had fun.
Hey, there were a bunch of Maryland fans who came down and started bombing oranges onto the field too. Because y'all won the ACC that year, and we're going to the Orange Bowl, I think.
Oh, they know how to travel. So my first year was the Peach Bowl, my freshman year. Then we went to back-to-back, Gator Bowls. Yeah, back-to-back Gator Bowls.
Yeah.
Oh, they start throwing gators out on the field, Will. Oranges, throwing alligators out there, man. So, Shawne, all right. So let's get your impressions on the Chiefs defense. On the Chargers defense, man. First of all, they always seem to do fairly well against the Chiefs, the best offense in football, arguably. And they're holding them to 6 points right now at halftime. We'll get into all the other stuff too, but I wanted to give you a chance to kind of talk about your squad here.
Well, look, I'm not surprised, right? Because the matchup problems that they create on defense. Anytime you have a quarterback that's as great as Patrick Mahomes is, what do you need to have? You need to have a pass rush. Yeah. And they've been getting after him. I think this is the most times he's been hit in the half, maybe ever. He's been getting hit. And so you look across the board at defensive backs that matching up against their wide receivers, Chris Harris and these guys, we match up against them very well. So if you look at how just the strength of the Chiefs and what they need to do and getting the ball down the field, they don't have time to throw it, man. So I'm excited. They look good.
They look good, and we'll see what happens in the second half. I know, so we're fantasy football guys. Our viewers on Twitch, many of them fantasy football players. I know you told Colin Coward a story about you don't like fantasy football because I don't blame you. You screwed up my fantasy team, and that really pisses you off when you're playing hurt. Have you changed your mind? Like, have you come around at all on fantasy football? Do you play? Can we get you to play fantasy football?
You know what? I think about 3 or 4 years, I've been a little bit more open to it. And people would call me and ask me who should they pick and what I think is going to happen. Before, I wouldn't even entertain a conversation. I'm like, dude, no, I don't play fantasy. Why you ask me? But now, I got friends that have, they're in pools and stuff like that, and they're trying to win. So I'll hook them up. But this just changed a couple years ago, man, because back when I played and a little while after, I would not play fantasy for anybody. Whenever I was talking sports and they talked fantasy, I would try to skip the subject as fast as I possibly could. And the last couple of years, I've been open to it, man. It's been fun.
That's cool. I've been playing fantasy for more than half my life. And whenever anybody comes to me and says, Dave, do you want to play in the National Football League? I go, no, that's not my thing. I get really mad about it, but maybe I'll think about it in a couple of years. The other thing that caught my eye today, when the Cowboys recovered an onside kick that helped them get into a position to kick a game-winning field goal and beat Atlanta. When they recovered the onside kick, Jerry Jones in his, big-time, booth up there does a big dance that celebrates, and it looked like this. And I thought, that's Shawne Merriman. That's lights out. And I thought, amazing that we get to talk to Shawne Merriman. So congratulations, Shawne. You have apparently taught Jerry Jones how to celebrate onside kicks.
Well, he now he got to cut me a royalty check.
So, seriously.
So I'll be calling him soon. The funny thing with the Cowboys is when I was drafted in 2005, I went on my visit down there, and I actually sat down with Jerry Jones. He told me that they were going to draft me, and they didn't. So not only they didn't draft me, now he's still in my dance. Now he got two negatives.
Yeah. He owes you a lot of money for that. Did you happen to catch that? What happened at the end of the Falcons-Cowboys game? There's an onside kick. The ball travels 10 yards. There are multiple players on the Falcons that literally watched the ball go right past them.
What the heck was that?
So nothing against Coach Quinn, but
sure,
they shouldn't have been in a situation like that to begin with. They just should. They should have beat the Cowboys. They had their foot on their necks, and they didn't really step on the gas.
Yeah.
And whenever somebody commit mistakes like that towards the end of the game, especially in on special teams, that means they haven't been practicing too much. You haven't been going over it. Because there's no way you get in that position and guys just let the ball just go right by them. Those things have to come down to the last few seconds in practice, and guys are coming on and off the field and just go through these situations over and over and over again. So just that shows me that they haven't gone over it.
Hey, you know what? You know what's interesting too, by the way? They went up. They were up 20-7.
20-0.
Excuse me. They were 20-0. Dallas scores to make it 20-7. They get another touchdown in the second quarter to go up 26-7 and went for a 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
Right.
Why are you doing that? You're up 26-7. Just kick it and go up 20 points.
You're right. Forgot about that. That
ended up being, they lost by 1. I mean, it's
right.
That sort of comes back to haunt you.
Very strange. Hey, Shawne, by the way, I'm looking at it now. Do you remember who the Cowboys picked ahead of you in that draft?
My boy DeMarcus, man.
Yeah. At least
listen, I didn't say they messed up. I didn't say they messed up. They got a great player.
Yeah.
I just said they told me that I was supposed to be going to the Cowboys. And I recall during draft day, all of my friends and family, my high school coaches, everybody had Dallas Cowboy hats and jerseys. They just knew that I was going to the Cowboys. And so I had a bunch of family because, back in Maryland and Washington, D.C., you're a Cowboys fan or you're a Redskins fan. So that's it.
What were you? You a Cowboys fan?
No, I wasn't the I used to like players, man. Like, I never really had a favorite team. If I did have a favorite team, it would probably be like the 94 San Francisco 49ers and that squad they had. Like, that really got me into football and loving the game and watching those guys with Ricky Waters and they had Charles Haley on their team, and they were just loaded.
You can't be a Charger and say anything nice about that 49ers team, right? Is that who they played in the Super Bowl that year?
Yeah, he was on the Chargers in '94.
I know. I'm just saying, like, it's you got.
Listen, I'm bringing up some painful memories for some people. Trust me.
I know, man. All right, we're still 14-6 here, still early on in the third quarter. So we had a great time with Dante Hall. We're having a good time here with Shawne Merriman on the home team watch party presented by Lowe's. Adam Aizer with Dave Richard and Will Brinson here. Dante talked about some of the coaches he played for, Dick Vermeil and Herm Edwards, and great coaches. Marty Schottenheimer, Norv Turner for you. Wade Phillips as a defensive coordinator, Ron Rivera. You played for some really awesome coaches. Who did you learn the most from, if anyone?
Well, coincidentally, we were talking about the big hit that I had my rookie year against Priest Holmes, and then we were speaking to Marty Schottenheimer. So after that play, I was getting up and I was celebrating, and I was, it was a big hit. It was a big play. And I came and I ran onto the sidelines, and Coach Schottenheimer, he had grabbed my face mask and he said, "Shawne, that was a hell of a hit. But remember, this guy's family and his friends are watching this game. He was knocked out." And that was a teaching lesson for me. So if you want to kind of say who taught me the most, it was probably early on Marty Schottenheimer and how close we were, because it was something a little bit different in football. I've had, like you just said, a ton of great coaches. Wade Phillips, who right now still doesn't have a damn job.
How?
Which is, this is prime 2020. This is how are you one of the best defensive coordinators of all time, and you don't have a job right now? Maybe
the best defensive coordinator of all time.
Yeah. I don't want to be biased, but the best defensive coordinator of all time. Look at the guys. Look at his numbers, where his guys, his defense is ranked over the last 20 plus years, continuously in the top 5 and top 10, sack totals, turnover ratio. He's up there in every single category. And look at the guy, the Hall of Famers that he's coached over this last 20 plus years. So for him not to have a job right now is it doesn't make any sense. But speaking of, so my rookie year when I got there, I was late to camp because I was holding out on a contract dispute over a guarantee, and I couldn't pick up the playbook fast enough. I mean, I got there and the playbook looked like an encyclopedia. It was this thick, and I could not catch up on it fast enough. So the coaches, Wade Phillips, Greg. I also played for Greg Minuski, who was a linebacker coach, and John Pagano. They all brought me back in the room and said, look, see ball, go ball. I said, Coach, this is Wade Phillips. I said, Coach, what are you talking about? They said, see ball, go ball. We're going to line you up, and wherever the ball is, that's where you end up. And that was like my playbook the first 6 games of the year. I couldn't, until I caught up with everything. So, but only great coaches are able to do that. Only great coaches are able to say, we got a guy. He's trying to catch up on the playbook. It's, we need to scale it back. But he's he can go make plays for you. So him, Ron Rivera, I was fortunate enough to play for Ron as well. And as a D coordinator, I was there when he was trying to get a head coaching job and he couldn't. And then see what he did with the Panthers or whatnot, and see what he's done with his career after. So yeah, man, I was fortunate, man. Greg Minuski was my linebacker coach, who's now defense coordinator. John Pagano. All these guys, man. I came in and I didn't realize how fortunate I was early on to learn by some of those great coaches.
Yeah, it's a pretty good list of names. Okay, so help me out here as someone who has never played a lot of professional football in my life. I hear a lot about players having trouble picking up offensive playbooks, but a defensive playbook, I mean, I guess like my first reaction is, aren't you just sort of reacting to what the offense is doing? Tell me about the defensive plays that you have to learn compared to, I guess, offense. Why was it so difficult? Why was it an encyclopedia, basically?
Well, it was, because I'm an outside linebacker and I play both sides, of strong and weak, and sometimes I'll play DN. So, not only are you learning some of the drops and coverages and you're reacting to the offense, you also have your responsibilities. And, you have to be disciplined in your responsibilities and be interchangeable. I played with, Shawne Phillips. Shawne Phillips was a badass. He can play his butt off. Yep. And I had to learn both strong and weak side, and the rules totally changed depending on what the offense was doing. So, they had a play going and they moved and motioned the guy to one side, and that whole play is thrown out the window. Now we're doing something else completely different. So I couldn't pick up on it fast enough, and I wasn't getting the first string reps because they had Ben Lieber, who was in front of me. So I just can only get in them reps when I could. And then, fortunately, I had, like you said, I had great coaches. I had some great teammates, and some of the guys that don't get talked about as much, like Jamal Williams, like the defensive tackle. Jamal Williams is one of the best D tackles that ever played the game, but he just doesn't get talked about enough because he played that 3 technique where it's he got double teamed all the time, and if it wasn't for him, I don't think I would have had the sacks in some of the big games that I had in the first place.
He's an All-Pro in 2005. He's good. I mean, like, you're right. He doesn't get a ton of credit, but like Jamal, I mean, that was the thing about that Chargers defense. It was interesting too with Ron, because when he took over once Wade left for the Cowboys, right?
Right.
But it was like, I mean, like you guys were so built for a 3-4 that like Ron didn't even, because Ron's a 4-3 guy, but he didn't even try to mess around and change it. Like he was like, we're running the 3-4 because this is what these guys have. Like you want a Jamal Williams, that monster nose tackle in the middle, and then you want, like you and Shawne Phillips on the outside just flanking dudes. I mean, it was perfectly built 3-4, right?
Oh, across the board, and that's why we were so successful. And a lot of us were interchangeable, so we can go and play strong and weak. And sometimes I'll slide down to a DN position, and we'll bring somebody off. And so when you have a defensive coordinator like Ron Rivera, who came in and said, "I'm not messing up what you guys got going." I remember the conversation we had. He said, "I'm not messing this up." He'll throw some of the 4-3 in there, and he had a nickel package where some of the big guys never came off the field, and we were able to come off the line of scrimmage and roam the ball a little bit. So, like I said, man, I was fortunate as hell. I look back on it, and going to other places, playing with other people, you don't necessarily know how good you had it sometimes. So it was cool.
When you watch football now, you see linebackers. Who jumps out at you? Who do you like watching?
It's funny because people always want to make a comparison, right? So as soon as somebody have a big year, they're like, "Oh my God, that guy reminds me of such and such." But Khalil Mack, man, he's one of my favorite players to watch. now. Von Miller too, but Khalil Mack, because I think there's a lot of similarities in, the way he played and his size and strength. And just so happens that John Pagano with the Raiders, he went up there and was a defensive coordinator. And he called me, I think it was the first week of training when Pagano got there. I missed the call. I was in a meeting. I was working out. I was doing something. And he called me, and I called him back. I said, "Yo, what's up?" He said, "You're not going to believe this. I got a U up here." And I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "This dude, Khalil Mack, is unreal." I said, "Come on." He said, No, I've never seen anything like this since your 05 year. This dude is on another level. So I started to watch him, and obviously I finished up my career in Buffalo. He went to the University of Buffalo, so I kind of been following him a little bit, but I watched him his rookie year, and I said, he's on another level. There's nothing else out there like him. So I would say Khalil Mack.
Yeah, that's probably the name that came to mind too.
Yeah, I mean, what about Bosa and Ingram though? Because that's a hell of a duo that the Chargers have now getting after the quarterback.
Oh, they're the best duo in NFL. I don't think there's a better combination with guys, because you come out, it's like, okay, what poison you want? You want some Bosa today? You want some Ingram? What you want? And these guys meet at the quarterback. They just finished doing it right now. These guys meet at the quarterback, and there's no way to slide protect. There's no way to kind of chip these guys off the edge, because Melvin, he has one of the best inside spin moves when you come and chip him when he needs to come back down the line of scrimmage. And so you're in a sense playing into his strengths. And, the Tillery's coming on this year. I didn't really think that Tillery was going to be, he had some games last year. Like, oh, man, this guy's, he doesn't have a motor. He's not turning it on. And he looks like a completely different player this year.
Shawne, Justin Herbert is balling right now.
Yeah. That was an absolute strike.
A hell of a throw to Keenan Allen.
My text, I'm getting bombarded by texts by Peaks because I was down on her.
Let me tell you something.
Is that Mike Williams?
He couldn't come down with that. But yeah, but with the previous play, he made a beautiful throw to Keenan Allen for like a big play over the middle.
Last week, it looked to me that Tyrod Taylor was connecting more with Mike Williams, and he looked good throwing to Williams than he did to Keenan Allen. And this week, it looks like it's all Keenan Allen with Herbert. And I'm wondering is that really a thing, or is it just something I make up, Shawne, where a quarterback might just have better timing and rhythm and chemistry with one pass catcher over another? Maybe it lasts for a couple of weeks. Sometimes it could last for several seasons.
Well, it all depends on what's the game plan going that week, right? Because last week with Tyrod and, Keenan Allen and Tyrod, I think are like best friends. Their timing is impeccable. They're really good. And a guy like Mike Williams, man, you can just throw the ball up. So if you're a rookie, you love guys like him. You're like, okay, I can play a little off, or I'm not ready to go. But if I put that ball up in any kind of spot, he's going to go and get it. So, yeah, man, you got your guys who are in sync and they're on the same page. But at the end of the day, man, you got to be with this receiving core, with Keenan Allen, these guys, and Hunter Henry. I mean, you're talking about 3 All-Pros. You're talking about 3 All-Pros you can throw to at any given time. So you got to be able to utilize that. Herbert's a big guy too, man. So he's going to be able to take some. He's going to be able to take some hits and run the ball too when he needs to.
What would you do if let's say you're Steve Spagnuolo or you're on that Chiefs defense and you've got a rookie quarterback out there? What would be your approach here? Dante Hall said he wanted to see him play man and sit a bunch of pressure. You think that's the play?
I would. That's what I would do. I would start bringing guys up to the line of scrimmage, have a linebacker sitting gaps and dropping pass coverage. When linebackers drop, I will blitz a corner or safety off the edge and just see if he can pick it up. Just see if he can, and start calling out who the hot routes are and things like that. If he can't do it, we're gonna stay with that the whole time. Have 0 blitzes where you have look, I'm giving you guys the damn package for my guys to get beat, man. What am I talking about?
Well, I mean, I think, but like you look at that third down play just now. Yeah. They brought a ton of pressure in the gaps.
Yeah, and he had to throw it away. And
Herbert, he made it was a good throwaway. Like if for some reason it wasn't going to be an interception, and it was like at least maybe a chance that it ends up landing with his guy. But I think that's kind of the key. Like I'm a little surprised the Chiefs haven't been more aggressive. And I don't know if you can double team Austin Eckler. I don't know if that's the
you wouldn't have the double team him, but I would definitely bring a 0 blitz and know that they can't throw it to him out the backfield on the hot route for sure.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I would do that because that's his strong point. catching the ball out the backfield and getting in open space. So I would throw zero blitz and have him come up the line of scrimmage and see if he can make those audibles and changes. And if he can't, I would just stay with it the whole entire time.
Shawne, give us the 3 biggest vulnerabilities for the chart now. You faced some great quarterbacks. Brady versus Manning. What was it like facing them? Who was tougher?
Well, see, look, I got to watch what I say here because I'm sure some Patriot haters out there is going to say, "Oh, you just hating against the Patriots." Tom Brady's a great quarterback. I think he's probably the greatest quarterback of all time. But I wasn't worried about him as much as I was worried about Bill Belichick, to be honest, because you're playing against both of those guys. With Peyton Manning, he was calling his own shots. He was calling his own plays, and he would go up there in the line of scrimmage, and he would just know what the defense is doing. He would tell me if I'm coming on the blitz. And again, we'd be talking. We'd talking to him, and he'll tell me I'm coming and tell me what I'm doing. And I'm kind of smiling, whatever, but he was just on another. I've never seen anything like that. And I played, obviously I played with Drew Brees, my rookie year. I played with, Philip, all his glory years there when he was just going out and killing. I mean, Philip's the biggest competitor that I've ever seen. But as far as somebody coming out and just knowing the game like the back of their hand and can just destroy you, it was Peyton Manning, because it's like, man, you had to bring your hard hat. And that's, I was told a long time ago, if you want to be known as a great defensive player, you got to go out and have these big games against these great players. And I got up for the Peyton Mannings of the world, got up for the Tom Brady's, and got after these guys because that's how you were going to make a name for yourself on defense.
I'm trying to figure out how many sacks you had of those guys over the course of your career. I'm looking it up right now. It looks like you had 2 on Peyton.
Yeah, a couple of. I think I had 2 or 3 on Peyton in one game.
Mm-hmm. When you're playing against like a Peyton or a Brady, are you cautious about not wanting to like sack them and then say something like smack talk? Because like,
no, that's why you do it. I mean,
like you sack a rookie, you're like welcome to the NFL. You're not worried about like the repercussions. But were you ever worried about like the repercussions of sacking like a guy like Peyton, because he's gonna come back and like might single you out in coverage and torch you and then like point it out to you later?
No, I mean the only person that you got to worry about and more so complaining was Tom. Tom complained. Tom complained, man. Well, I'll never forget him. He looked at me after I hit him like I wasn't supposed to hit him, right? He got up and he was looking at the ref and he was saying something, and I'm just like, dude, I mean,
football, pal.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Right. You had the audacity to hit Tom Brady, huh?
Right.
Were you more concerned when you got a sack? Were you more concerned about like, all right, I got to get up and do the dance? Or were you like, were you saying like, I mean, like if I sack somebody, I think I would say like untoward things to them as they were like laying on the ground, like very mean and like very swear word, like cuss word filled things to them. But or you, what was your style of trash talk when you sack somebody?
I didn't talk a lot of trash. Like I was locked in. Mm-hmm. And fortunately, not a lot of guys talk trash to me either. I wasn't the one. I was locked in, and sometimes I wouldn't even communicate with the guys on defense because I was just locked in the game so much, and I'll hear them and whatever. You got the middle linebacker, they calling strong and weak side, and they doing all this stuff, and they constantly communicate, but I didn't really talk to anybody. I was just, once that play was called, I knew my responsibility. I was locked in, and I wanted to go make a play. And then you had some offensive lineman or whatever, and, they go and they have a cheap, not really a cheap shot, but they go, by your knees or something like that, or they kind of come and cut block you. So you'll have that back and forth in and all the mother effers and all that happened.
Right.
But never that I really talked trash to Tom Brady or anybody like that during the game. I never really had to.
No, but I've talked to defensive players before and guys that get after the quarterback, and they say their favorite part of sacking the quarterback is hearing them like cry a little bit when you hit them hard and knock them to the ground. They go, or something like that.
Oh yeah,
that was part of the payoff, wasn't it?
Oh, man, that was all worth it, especially when you land on them. That's probably why they put that rule in, guys like me.
Oh, nice.
If you just take that last little bit, like everybody has a little bit of a different grunt. Peyton was like that, and Tom was like it's a little bit more higher pitch than Tom. So it all depends on
Who had like the worst the worst noise that like when you hit him that you can recall?
Trent Green.
Oh no,
Ooh,
our colleague
okay.
Trent Green.
Interesting.
Trent.
Apparently a very nice guy, you know.
He
So
is.
Oh, Trent, yeah, Trent's amazing, man. Trent is super cool, but I think I hit him, and I got the best grunt out of him because it was more like he hummed it. It sounded like a start of a song or something, right? It was like, oh, like one that lasted 4 or 5 seconds.
that's awesome.
But yeah, Trent, man. Used to love playing against Trent.
Yeah, so we asked Dante Hall about the running backs he played with. He played with some great. This is we got a fantasy football crowd here, so guys like Priest Holmes and Steven Jackson and Larry Johnson, they were legends. But I think probably the biggest fantasy football legend is LaDainian Tomlinson. The numbers he used to pick up. I mean, this guy was just gold, and obviously he was fun to watch. I'm sure he was awesome to play with.
Sure.
Tell us about LaDainian Tomlinson. Any LT stories or something like that, or what made him so great?
Well, you know what's funny about L is he wasn't very vocal. Like he didn't talk a lot, but when he did, you could hear a pin drop. It's like, okay, everybody shut up, L talking. And we got so used to seeing him doing crazy things in practice, catching the ball one hand out the backfield, jump in the air, he'll do this little hop, come down, jump cut on his right foot to his right side. And you sitting there and looking at it like, hold on. You go right off your right foot. The defensive players were looking at like, how in the hell did he just? But see, we got so used to seeing it. So by the time the game came, and I'll never forget what he did to Ty Law one year. We went out there and played the Patriots, and he just broke him all the way down in the open field. And the crowd was like, ooh, making this big scene. I said, yo, we just seen that on Wednesday. Like, we just seen that on Wednesday. So. He was special, man. Like he did it every day like that too. And it wasn't like he get in the game and do it. No, he did it in practice. He did it in practice every day. And it was so normal to see him do those things. And you just got used to it.
Shawne, you won't be surprised to learn that we voted LaDainian to the Mount Rushmore of fantasy football this offseason. He's one of the 4 best running backs in the digital era of fantasy football. And we talked about how you couldn't stand fantasy football when you were playing. Did you ever hear anything from LaDainian about people coming up to him? Because I would imagine it was about 10 times worse for him dealing with fantasy football than it was for you.
Oh, yeah. But one thing about L, he was like quiet, man. I don't think I've seen him. Always nice to the fans, always nice to people. I was more the one like, dude, get out of here. I'm not, I'm not playing your damn fantasy, all right?
Also, LaDainian Tomlinson, like, who would have complained to him?
No, right? Anybody that didn't draft him will. Anybody that didn't have him. LaDainian, you kicked my butt in the championship.
But how do you not draft LT? Like, who's really not going to do that? Especially in those years between like 2005 and 2010. You can forget about it.
The only people who didn't draft LT were the people who didn't have the number 1 overall pick in their drafts those years.
From 2004 to 2007, LaDainian LT average or LDT averaged 390 touches and 1,970 yards from scrimmage, along with 22 touchdowns. That is insane.
22 touchdowns, man.
It's crazy.
When you watch football now, I mean, do you like the changes? It's the quarterback play is so different now. The offenses are more spread out. Do you like football now, like as much or more than when you played?
Yeah, so it's funny when you retire, you go through this weird space, right? Like the first year or two when you're done, you really don't. You're not involved in the game as much. And you kind of, you got to get your mindset out of being like a player to like more of a fan or analyst and stuff like that now. So you have the first 2 years. I'm like, you watch the guy. You kind of feel like you can still go out there and play. So you got to let that part go. But now I'm able to, like the last 4 or 5 years, like just watch the game and analyze and look at the Khalil Macks of the world. Look at Von Miller. Look at Myles Garrett. And you look at these guys like, man, Chase Young, right? Yes. I mean, you start to get excited watching these guys now because you start loving the game in a different light and breaking it down and showing how special some of these guys are. So yeah, it's fun for me now, but I can tell you the first year when I was done, I really didn't care. I was talking about it on a network, and I just like, okay, I'll talk about it for this specific topic, but I'm really not in the game like I used to be. But that second and third year, you start to really analyze and really start getting back in tune with what's going on. And I think it's a fun game now, man. I think they made it even more fan friendly. I think they've done some stuff to help guys with the injuries and the helmet contact and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So that Priest Holmes hit back in the day probably would have got me like dragged out the stadium by my legs.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it is fun watching the game now.
Good.
And when it comes to like young pass rushers that are catching your eye, Chase Young definitely is one of them. Do you think there's anybody who might be a little under the radar who could be like game wreckers later this year, next year on the defensive side of the ball that'll cause panic in guys like me who try to find, offensive players to dominate, but they're always messed up by the game breakers like you that come after them?
He's not under the radar, but Nick Bosa, man, like I know he's not, under the radar guy, but I don't think anybody know how special this dude is. Hopefully I don't know what the injury was that he had.
Kyle Shanahan said he thinks it's an ACL.
Oh
God! Come on, don't tell me that.
Yeah, Joey just had a big sack, by the way, Mahomes.
Yeah, the Chargers are absolutely game wrecking the Chiefs right now.
Yes.
Shawne,
How about old butt kicker buried a 58-yard field goal though for the Chargers, 17-9 now.
The Chiefs, yeah.
Chiefs. I can't tell.
Yeah, and Shawne, by the way, thanks for hanging out. You can hang out as long as you'd like. Obviously, I know you got stuff to do today, so if you have to hop off, just let us know. Dude, like this would be a huge win for the Chargers right now. And let's talk about this game. We got an 8-point lead in the third quarter against the Chiefs. Well, how you feeling right now, late in the third?
Well, there's way too much time still left for Patrick Mahomes. I mean, this guy, he can light you up at any given time. But if the Chargers, keep their foot on the gas pedal here, if they can punch it in and get something going, even on this drive, a field goal would, put them 20-9 and make it, 2-possession game. So they've got to keep their foot on the gas, man, because it's Patrick Mahomes. He can score too. He can light you up at any given time.
Did y'all just see that Kyler Murray touchdown run?
Yes.
He
is so ridiculous. I mean, that was like Dante Hall out there.
Yeah.
He's out there just.
I think they found another way to win in the red zone.
Those guys like Kyler Murray, they're scary to play against because as a pass rusher, you're going up and doing your normal pass rushing thing, and you might have to come back under or retrace, do certain things. He can take off at any given time, so it affects your pass rush. You're not pass rushing the same. You're not going straight up the field because he can step up in the pocket and get out of there and just take off. I mean, this guy, when he get open field, you can just forget about it.
Jeez. Well, who are some of the guys? I can imagine you faced Michael Vick all that often, maybe once, twice. But who are some of the guys that you faced that had this type of rushing ability?
Michael Vick for sure. Even the Philadelphia Eagle, Michael Vick, when I played him when I was with the Bills, and I couldn't believe. So I'm like, if this dude can go away and come back from the game like that, what the hell did he look like in 2004? That's just it's just insane. But you play some guys who got some speed. It's very sneaky. Like Andrew Luck, man. I was telling somebody the other day, like when he came in, I think it was his rookie. It was 2012, right? 2012. He was sneakingly fast, like for be a big guy or whatever, and he took off running a few times. I'm like, man, this dude can move. So you got some guys who are like really accurate throwing quarterbacks, but they also were mobile as well.
Man, Herbert.
See, this catch right here by Hunter Henry, right? I mean, he could be a number one target for anybody in the National Football League. And so you got Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Hunter Henry, then you got Austin Eckler in the backfield. Herbert, he should have a field day with throwing and tossing the ball around like this. And he's tough, man. He'll get up. He doesn't complain. He's not looking back at the ref.
This is a really impressive debut for Justin Herbert to come off the bench like this, unprepared.
Oh, it's got to be his job, right? I mean, I don't know what Tyrod's situation is, but I looked at this team and it's like, man, they're loaded everywhere, but do they have the quarterback? What do you think? What do you think the ceiling is for this team? Could they be a Super Bowl contender?
The Chargers?
Yeah.
Well, just look at the last couple of years. Even as bad as they played last year, what killed them was the turnovers. The interception and turnovers is what killed them. I mean, they had a great team, and they were doing that with the whole offensive line banged up. So, and I said it early on before the season. I said they probably, Herbert running on the pocket here.
Oh, there it is.
No.
There's the mistake. There's the mistake.
What a bummer.
Yeah, he
goes
should.
the playoffs.
I was first of all.
You can't throw that. Just keep running.
He was throwing across his body, and it was a bad pass. I mean,
so that's what you see. That's my whole thing with him in Oregon, and this is why I didn't love him coming out. But I mean, I'm not saying he can't be a good quarterback because I mean, what do I know? I'm a doofus in the yellow shirt, right? But like he.
Did everybody just confirm that Will is wearing a yellow shirt? Because
yes,
I couldn't take his word for it.
All right, but I mean, he would make a lot of good throws. He had the arm, but it felt like he had to be like managed in a way by the offensive coordinator or by the offense and like put in the perfect spot to make that throw. And he would just make some of these boneheaded decisions. And then also just sort of that right there. Like you just got to keep running, like just run and get the first down. Don't try and force it.
Well, what's funny is when you got these guys with these big arms like that, like him, he can really sling it. They, think that's going to fly on the NFL level, right? They go in and that pass right there where you don't have a safety or cornerback drop it from the other side. That he probably would have completed that in college, but that's not going to work in the pros.
Right.
So you have these guys with big arms, and you got to be able to make the right decision and not feel like you can force it in there or make something happen because you got that strong arm. Just go ahead and run out of bounds. Pick up 5 or 6 yards, and live to fight another day. But that's going to come. That's going to come from him. But you can see that he's capable of being accurate, throwing on a run, making good decisions, and you're going to have to be able to take some of the good with the bad, especially early on, but until these guys pick up the game.
Okay. Well, and the really tough part for him there is that now, I mean, Mahomes, they might they might stop him here. The Chargers defense is playing awesome, but if Mahomes marches down the field or they get a quick strike touchdown, all of a sudden it's like completely flipped. Like your mentality is as Herbert there, where you're thinking, you're like trying to keep your foot on the gas, and now all of a sudden you might have to play catch up. And if they have to play catch up with a rookie quarterback here, it probably won't go well.
Yeah, it's not. And then what's going to happen in that situation is you got Frank Clark coming off the edge. You got these guys who can get after you. And on a rookie quarterback, he's going to hold the ball and pat the ball, and that's when you go out and bad things happen. So as long as, like I said, he made a mistake. If they get back into position, they can get these guys off the field, 3 and out coming here. I think they'll win this game.
And now you say he made a mistake from the comfort of your couch, but when you played and your quarterback made a mistake and now it's forcing the defense to come on the field and now the offense might get some momentum, what's the mentality of a defender at that point? The game, you're winning, everything is going fine, and then the offense makes a mistake. And now you've got to rush out there to try and make a play. Are you focused on just getting out there and trying to eat the quarterback's lunch again? Or is there a little part of you that's going, oh, damn the offense, man. Why couldn't they just hold on to the football and, get some first downs?
It all depends on how many mistakes they make. Okay. I mean, no, seriously, because you change your possession as a defense. You want to go out there and make the offense feel like you're going to get. Don't worry about it. We're going to get you the ball back, and you're going to get back on the field, and everything's going to be good. But if you have turnover after turnover and turnover, it starts to not only physically wear you down because you're on the field so much, but mentally, you're like, man, he's like, come on, give us something. Give us a field goal out of it. Give us some good field position. Don't have us defending from our own 30. So you always want to take that positive attitude to go out there and get the ball back no matter what for the offense. But it does beat you up, man, if it's turnover after turnover after turnover. And you start to lose that morale a little bit. You start approaching the field a little bit different. And you just minimize those turnovers, man. Don't put us in a bad spot.
Got some quick fantasy updates for you. Mark Ingram just broke out a 30-yard touchdown run, and Terry McLaurin just smoked Patrick Peterson. He's having his way with Patrick Peterson, Dave. I think you sort of expected that. McLaurin with 125 yards and a touchdown.
Yes, sir.
Big day for him.
You expected him to smoke Patrick Peterson?
Well,
I didn't say smoke Patrick Peterson, but all week long I was talking about how he's going to bounce back and that Patrick Peterson might not quite be the same corner that he was at one point. And I, part of it is that Terry McLaurin is a hell of a wide receiver. So kind of banked on him having a big game because of that, and he is.
I mean, in fairness, the touchdown did come when they were down 27-3.
So, that also was part of my thinking.
They're going to be playing catch up a lot more than they might have been last week.
Sure. I mean, you never want to say start a player in fantasy because he's going to do great in garbage time. You don't ever want to do that, but you certainly want to say, okay, the team probably going to play from behind. Arizona's going to put up points. So there should be some extra targets for the wide receivers in the game. And that's what happened.
All right, Shawne, I want to ask you one more question here. And we've got people on our Twitch chat asking about the running backs, Eckler and Josh Kelly. What do you think about Josh Kelly? He had a really good debut. He's having a little bit of a tougher time today, but this rookie running back for the Chargers, what are your thoughts?
I like Josh Kelly a lot. And his style of play, I mean, he's a great complementary running back to Austin Eckler. He's in this particular game planning, you want Austin Eckler back, him taking most of the carries because he has to ball out a lot better. You can do more things with him. You can run in defense like this, what the Chiefs have, wheel routes where they take, the running back goes out there and he can kind of go downfield and make these big plays. Let me see what he does. See, right? There we go.
Whoa!
Offsides. I think that was a free play.
Oh, it was a free play.
I think it was a free play,
okay.
Yeah.
Presumably Patrick Mahomes didn't throw in that if it's not a free play.
Yeah, it seemed like he kind of was.
Yeah, but Josh Kelly, man, I think he's going to have a big year. And certain games like this game right here, I don't see him having a huge impact in. But there's going to be some games where his style of play, where they're going to have to get the ball out the backfield and get in between the gaps and make things happen. His style of play is going to be a lot more useful, just not in these type of games, because this one could be a shootout at any given second. So you need Austin Eckler back there who can do a little bit more than Josh Kelly can.
All right, man. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us. This was awesome. I got a good game going on here and a good chat. We appreciate it.
You got it, man. Same anytime.
Shawne Merriman joining us here on the Home Team Watch Party presented by Lowe. And it is 17-9. Chargers leading. That wasn't offside. And from one hard-hitting football analyst to another, we can bring Nando Di Fino in now. Oh, we're waiting for him to come in.
I was going to leave, but not if Nando's coming on.
Nando! Are you there? Nando? Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Dude,
I know Brinson was going to be here.
I won't leave.
I was surprised
keeps
too
waiting
when I
for me to
saw
leave,
Will.
and I won't leave.
This is great. I vote for Brinson to stay.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Hey, how are you? It's wonderful to see you again.
Likewise, my friend.
Hey, what's that pennant in the background, dude?
That's I don't know. That's 1,000 Islands, man. Clayton.
I love their dressing.
That's
Did you,
actually where it's
Aizer,
from.
did you just
I think you're making a
throw
stupid
out-
joke, but that's
Probably where it's from, right?
yeah, that is where it's from. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aizer, did you kick Shawne Merriman out because Nando was coming? You could have kicked me out.
No, I didn't. No, I did not. No, that is not what happened.
Aizer was texting me. He's like, I can't wait to get rid of Shawne Merriman so we can
That's
talk.
Well, he was like, all right, Sean, it's been great hanging out with you.
Dave, you're a
I was
Cowboys
like,
fan?
all right, I guess I'll press the button.
No. I'm not a Cowboys fan. This is a helmet signed by Cowboys legends Peyton Manning and Charles Woodson.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it
Let
was a
me,
gift from Gil Brandt long time ago.
Well, let me just say something here to Will. I got to say, these guests brought it today. I did not know what to expect, man. Like, this is our first show of the year. We got a lot of these coming up, these home team watch parties presented by Lowe, and they were awesome. All right, Hall and Merriman were terrific. I want to thank them from the bottom of our hearts for coming on and giving us so much of their time, because I didn't think they were going to be able to stay that long. That's why I was trying to let him go, because, we don't have a commercial break. So, it's awkward. Whereas Hall was like, I'll stay to the end of the half. I didn't want to make Shawne Merriman feel obligated to stay till the end of the game or something like that. So I was trying to give him an out. But no, I appreciate it. Those guys gave us everything. They gave us some great stories, and I hope you all watching enjoyed it. So thank you so much.
Sammy
Nando,
Watkins is hurt, Aizer. How do you like that?
Oh, everybody's
Watch
hurt. Who
party.
all isn't hurt today?
It's been the worst football Sunday for injuries in the history of the National Football League.
I bet that's true, man.
Yeah, I'm not exaggerating. Certainly from a fantasy perspective, it's an absolute nightmare. If you somehow survive this week without injuries to your team, you're probably going to like win your league, and you should buy a Powerball ticket because you're extremely lucky.
Do we have updates? I know Barkley is out for the year.
Yeah, torn
we have
ACL.
McCaffrey. Do we have Devontae Adams? Will Fuller got hurt today. I didn't know that. And thank you to Ben Schrager for keeping me up.
So he's just not. It's not that he's not being targeted. He actually got hurt.
The trainers were checking out his right leg in the first half.
Okay, like I said,
But I mean, that one we saw coming at some point anyway.
Pretty much. That's why I couldn't get behind taking him before round 6 in any format. But I do have a salary cap draft team where I have Christian McCaffrey and Saquon Barkley. So not a good day for that duo.
It's Christian McCaffrey's ankle though, but like knee scares me. Ankle doesn't scare me anymore, Dave. It's like 2 weeks, maybe it's a high ankle sprain.
But no, if it's a high ankle sprain, and we're going to see this with Michael Thomas, it is hard to come back from that and feel good for like at least 4 weeks.
We saw it with Saquon last year. I mean, he came back too early, and then he really
rushed back. Right? Well, he rushed back and he was messed up, and then he had to really heal it up, and then he was good to go.
Yo, let's talk about this Baltimore Ravens game and this backfield. Like, Mark Ingram has 6 carries. Gus Edwards has 5. J.K. Dobbins has 1. Nando, are you ever going to feel comfortable starting a Baltimore Ravens running back?
Yeah, I think I'm okay with Ingram in certain circumstances. I think Dobbins still a rookie. You don't know. Maybe he's not good in pass protection. Maybe he's got some other issues that they're not using him as much for. But, I mean, if it's the Lamar Jackson factor.
Tyreek.
Wow.
A freak.
Hey.
This game just flipped on its head.
So Nando's from The Athletic, and I gave this 2.5 hours ago, but I read this in The Athletic. Since Gus Bradley took over as the Chargers defensive coordinator in 2017, the Chargers have allowed the second fewest explosive plays of any team in the league. And that is why that's the first one they've given up today, right? The explosive play, I think, is like 12-yard run, 15-yard catch, something like that. It's kind of a low bar. But
that might come back and be on the 1, by the way. There's a chance.
You think he was down at the 1?
I can't tell if he was touched or not. But
he the touchdown, man. They need some good feelings today.
I need it big time.
Oh, they didn't touch him until he crossed. That's a touchdown.
That's a touchdown.
How's
fantasy going for you, Nando? How's your season going?
So far, so actually this week, I was one of the few who didn't get hit by any injuries, really. I didn't go early enough to get Saquon. I didn't go after him in auctions. I wasn't on Mostert. Like all the big guys, even the ones who were already out this week, I've kind of avoided. So
the week's not over yet.
Next week I don't know what's going to come crashing down on me.
Going to come and get you.
I got to have a lot of 86-point wins this week. It's not like the teams are good; they're just lucky.
All right.
Don't you have Jimmy Garoppolo on all your teams? Isn't that your guy?
Well, because we're Italian. That's a bit of a racist thing to say, Adam Aizer.
Oh, sorry. No, my bad. Oh, man.
Like a Gino Toretta, too?
Then he
How do you know Gino Toretta? Is there any, does every Italian last name end in a vowel, Nando?
Whoa.
No, geez, Adam. Whoa. Hey.
Wildly inappropriate.
It's actually, it's a question. You would know.
No, well, a lot of people who came over from Ellis Island had their names changed when they couldn't understand it. So you'll see like a guy named Tanner, whose name might have been like Di Torino. So there's your history lesson.
Oh, okay. So I thought that was good to know. Thank you.
Why'd you take down the Snickers bars that were behind you last time?
I ate them.
Yeah.
Because we have a new sponsor.
I know. I just want to get him to say it.
The problem is Aizer doesn't know, has never been to a Lowe's, so he doesn't know what.
Wait, hold on, Adam. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
No, this is going to be about is about to be good.
Yeah, look at that. That's a drill.
Wow, a pair of pliers. I haven't seen one of those in a long time. All right, let's do.
The guy I pay to fix my house brings it with him all the time.
By the way, it looks like I'm going to win a week in this league I'm in, despite having on this team J.K. Dobbins, Will Fuller, and Saquon Barkley.
Wow.
Who are you playing? Who's the poor soul you're playing, man?
He's got Mostert and Devontae Adams. I mean, this matchup is just brutal.
Mostert at least got some points before he went out.
Yeah, right. Mostert was good before he got hurt. Do we have an update on him?
He's still knee.
It's a sprained MCL, so that's probably 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe dose of Tevin Coleman.
Did Tevin Coleman get hurt too? I thought Tevin Coleman also got hurt. Terry McLaurin incomplete.
Jerick McKinnon looked pretty good, I thought.
Of course.
Well, he had a big play.
McKinnon. Oh yeah, that 55-yard touchdown. Jarrett McKinnon being fantasy relevant is very 2020.
It's very cool for him, though. I'm really happy
for sure.
for him. And you know what? It would be very 2020 if he made it. He played 16 games and was dominant, not just doing it today. And last week he scored 2, but
oh my God, Patrick
15
Mahomes
plus carries a week.
What happened?
I mean, he just did this crazy little 2-point conversion pass.
Oh yes, he sure did. How about that?
Chiefs are going to cover the 8.5. Man.
This is a good game. All right. 17-17, 12 minutes and 48 seconds left. If you're just joining us, welcome everybody. Nando Di Fino joining us for the rest of this game. This is the home team watch party presented by Lowe's. Brinson's just like that guy that just is staying till the end of the party. That's cool.
Yeah.
We're enjoying.
Is that okay? I can leave. I sort of I wanted to.
They're going to need you, bud, because I gotta bail in a few minutes.
Oh, come on, Dave.
I'm sorry, Nando. I've got to go have dinner with the fam. It's a Sunday night thing.
This happened last time.
I know. It's really true.
We tagged in and that was it.
Yeah, I just gotta. Are you eating dinner or what?
I'm the warm-up guy for you, Nando.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm the dude who shows up. They're like, hey, come on, 6:30 when everyone's kind of dialed out.
I got. So you didn't, Dave and Nando, you didn't hear it, but I gotta say, Dante Hall is now my new favorite guest on anything. So it was his birthday. He was sipping on Hennessy.
Nice.
He was telling us stories about anything we wanted to know about parties from college. He told us that, Aizer was like, what'd you do for your birthday? He's like, well, yeah, my wife and I went to Maine.
I think you misinterpreted what he said, by the way. But go on.
I don't think I misinterpreted. Let me explain what he said.
Yeah.
The viewers and these two gentlemen can decide what exactly he meant. So he said, my wife and I, we got 3 kids. They're all under 6. So we went to Maine without them. We left them at home, and we went out. We got drunk. Then we did what husbands and wives do. Woke up the next morning and had a spa treatment.
So
what is he referring to to there?
Yeah, Aizer, how could you misinterpret that?
I don't know.
They went skiing at night.
Play badminton or
I think that he meant what he was referring to, I believe, was the spa treatment. He said we got drunk. He said that we do what husbands and wives do. We got a spa treatment.
No.
Oh, man, you put the comma in the wrong place, man.
Yeah.
No, Brinson. The way Brinson told it was putting the comma in the wrong place. I don't.
Is there anyone on the Twitch chat who was watching when Dante Hall was here earlier and
Old boy 502 says.
Thank you, Jamie. Yes, Jamie has been here the whole time. No. He said we got drunk. And he he was it's his birthday. He's sipping on Hennessy, sitting in his house watching the Chiefs. He was having a great time. He didn't care what he said.
All right. Old boy 502 said they were mashing naughty bits for sure. Nova says agree with Will. T-Buck says they banged, bumping uglies. Twitch is great. All right, we're just hanging out here.
We got Aizer to say they banged on Twitch in 2020.
Nando once got me to say something at a actually no, I'm not gonna say.
Dave was there that day.
I was there for that. Oh, how about this? Surprise inactive for the Sunday night game.
Damn.
And I'm gonna have to leave. James White not playing per Jim McBride of the Boston Globe.
It's such a Patriots thing to do.
Actually,
but they could use him in this game, but he is out.
Spiky Skin on Twitch is actually who broke this, Dave.
Spike Eskin.
Oh God, I gotta go, man. Listen, I'm gonna stay here all night. Aizer, can we just keep going till midnight?
Everybody's names. That's what I do.
How do you mess that one up?
FFT O'Day says, "Oh, that's FF Today. That's our account. My bad."
It's not funny when you go back to the well, man.
Let's talk more fantasy here. No, pick a game. Pick a 1:00 game. Let's talk about it.
Tampa Bay. No, everyone's talking about Tampa Bay. How the Carolina game?
That's the same game.
I know.
I was like, actually got me. I was like, huh?
31-17, Tampa Bay over Carolina. Tom Brady. All right, he had a couple almost touchdowns here, but only 10 fantasy points. Nando, what's your level of concern for Tom Brady?
He's 42, and he hasn't meshed with anybody. He didn't have a preseason. I thought, why wouldn't you leave with Leonard Fournette? That's a story, Aizer.
I'm pissed off about Leonard Fournette. That's why.
Why?
Because I'm a Ronald Jones guy.
Well, you would be.
Literally fumbled the job away.
Johnny Contrarian there. Doesn't he do that every year? Either he doesn't pass protect the job away or he fumbles the job away. I don't know why you'd expect anything different.
One, I go, oh, that's
No,
doesn't have
yeah.
a history of that. I don't know. It's only been 1 year basically. Like his crap as a rookie. I don't know. Yeah, well,
I will say that like for Fournette, that the play came like he got he was getting Herbert.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, he picked up the first down.
Oh, it's a great run. It was a great job. It just looked like he was about to get popped.
He's going to make a huge mistake here.
Yeah.
He's going to completely botch this. I saw him in too many clutch situations at Oregon where he botches it at the end. Yeah. It's going to happen again.
But like with Fournette, it was, when he started getting the bulk of the carries, I think at that point, Tampa Bay had established either a 14 or 21 point lead, and Carolina was not moving the ball at all. Like Carolina's points were all basically garbage points. And so I really think that, part of that is like, all right, we're up, we're going to just pound it. And that's why Fournette, I don't know that if they're playing the Saints, I don't know that we come out of this thinking like Fournette is, that far ahead of Ronald Jones. Does that make sense?
In a way, that was almost a practice he didn't get after he was signed too. Like, hey, let's get this guy figuring out the system.
By the way, how many times is Dave going to threaten to leave and not actually leave?
I'm about to leave. I'm literally about to go. In fact, I probably should go right now because I'm literally sitting here pulling James White out of all my lineups, and I've got a veal chop that's calling my name.
But that's
veal chop's nice.
Yeah. Oh, Nando, it's the best veal chop I've ever had in my life. It's unbelievable. Really? I'll text you a picture.
Dave, can I just tell you the dinner I made the other night?
Is it a pasta?
No, it was so good. It was legitimately so good.
Okay,
it was one of those blue aprons.
Yeah, it was one of
them. You didn't make it, buddy.
No,
you put it in a frying pan.
I made the whole freaking thing. It's their recipe, but I made it. All right.
You open bags and go like this. That's not you making it.
All right, fine. It doesn't matter. It's chicken breast. You put some pesto on the chicken breast, salt and pepper. You make a breadcrumbs and shredded mozzarella cheese mix. You bread the chicken breast. You bake it for 15 minutes. Oh my God, it's incredible. Olive oil in the breading. So good, dude. Like,
Jimmy Garoppolo probably likes that kind of meal, right?
One of the best things that I've made.
You want to know it's really good?
Recipe. I'll try and make it.
So you're gonna pesto, get some scallops.
No.
Sear the scallops, and then put a little dollop of pesto on top after you do it.
Pesto's terrific, isn't it? Pesto's is great.
It tastes fantastic, and just a little black salt and pepper. Season the scallops. A little olive oil and sear them.
Until Laser finds out that pesto is just basil.
I know.
Ew.
What is that?
All right.
Oh no, I'm not going to be able to pull James White from my lineup.
Dave, just go already, dude.
I think this is kind of fun. I like watching the anguish.
Later, Nando. Later, Will.
Bye, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Love you guys.
All right, Nando. Let's redraft. Let's say we're redrafting. Saquon Barkley's out for the year. Jonathan Taylor.
Is that official? I haven't seen I see like the Giants fear that he's out for the year.
Or his ACL.
I don't think they've announced it officially.
Hey, you don't know that without the MRI.
No, I thought it was confirmed. Is it not confirmed?
I don't know.
I haven't been like 12 teams.
Straggy B. Let me know, man. Let me know.
I mean, I'm sure that's what it is, but I don't know. Let me have a little bit of hope as a Giants fan. I know you're a Jets guy, Aizer, so you don't care about this.
No, I'm sure you're really beat up about that loss today, Nando, for sure.
I thought they won.
So,
wait, are you a Jets or a Giants fan, Nando?
I'm a Giants fan.
Okay.
I met Nando's dad. Nando's dad is like this massive sports fan, and he is everything that I wish Nando was. Like Nando's dad is so much cooler than Nando. It's great.
Yeah. He's spent a lot of time hanging out with my dad.
Initial tests confirmed a torn ACL, and we got a touchdown for Antonio Gibson, who I'm telling you is going to be really good. All right, Nando. All right, anyway, Saquon out for the year. Jonathan Taylor's got this job. Aaron Jones, not really much of a backfield split. Like he looks like a first round pick right now. We've seen Clyde Edwards-Helaire, one great game, and he's kind of struggling a little bit today. Give me the top. Michael Thomas out. Give me the top 6 picks in a fantasy football draft now.
I think you would still go with McCaffrey first. I don't know what this ankle is going to turn up. I think Josh Jacobs is maybe your number 2. Then Aaron Jones. And then it gets kind of weird.
Well, yeah, we still got Zeke. I mean, Zeke's been incredible.
I would take Zeke second, and then Kamara third. I still think
I think Josh Jacobs is better than all of them, except McCaffrey, healthy McCaffrey. But I don't know if we knew like, okay, McCaffrey's going to miss 3 games, then I think Josh Jacobs is number 1 because Josh Jacobs is basically McCaffrey.
Okay, we can take
what?
McCaffrey out.
Wait, what?
He's he's a pass catching back now who's got the entire backfield to himself. I mean, he's McCaffrey minus 15%. How about that in terms of numbers?
I feel like that's an overstatement.
Yeah, I mean, the 4 catches were interesting. Like that was more than he had in any game last year. So
He'll probably be more involved in the pass catching role. But like, I think that if here's my thing. Oakland is not necessarily a good football team, right?
Las Vegas.
Look, God. You call them the R-skins next. Las Vegas is not necessarily a good, like a great football team. Like we think there's a chance they could be trailing in games. I don't think we know for sure that. So if the Panthers are getting the crap kicked out of them, Christian McCaffrey is still on the field catching dump off passes from Teddy Bridgewater. His snap count's not changing because of the Panthers game script. And I don't think we definitely know that Josh Jacobs snap count, what it will do because of the game script quite yet.
Good point. How many running backs though are, well, look at this. I mean, Chargers marching down the field, roughing the passer.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
What?
Roughing the passer call. If this game goes into overtime at 24-all.
There was a good story. I don't think it was us. I think it was someone else. I read it somewhere about the referees just kind of like laying off a lot of the calls this year.
Holding. Yeah. Holding was way down. I know that.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, you could see it when you're watching the games. You're like, this is actually a little more enjoyable than usual.
Oh, it's been terrific. It's been great football.
The games flow a lot better. It feels
that's
like.
that's what it is, right? And I think maybe that's a concerted effort to be like, just let him play, dude. Let him have some fun. We need the fans.
My wife just came up in my office and made a face. She thinks I sound like a D-bag for saying that. The games flow a lot better, man.
She's writing that on a whiteboard and holding it up.
And she's just like, games flow.
All right. So anyway, how many running backs do you think are getting more touches than Josh Jacobs? Like Zeke?
I think you would still take Zeke over. I mean, the Cowboys offense is clearly going to be high powered.
There's no reason not to take Zeke, you know? I
feel like we've seen his peak. Zeke's peak.
He's still doing it, you know?
But I mean, he's got a new system. He's not in the Jason Garrett system anymore. I mean, I guess you could still say it's a Kellen Moore system, but I mean, who's really running that? It's Mike McCarthy sometimes does some weird stuff.
Oh, Herbert almost in the end zone.
Dude, the Chargers, like, all right, right now.
I mean, aren't you sort of hoping that Josh Jacobs is Zeke Elliott though? Like,
yeah. So Nando, I think the only way I think
if you guys just came up, let's bring Dave back.
No. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying I feel like if you think that.
Oh, so you're not. You're just sitting in the middle.
No, I disagree with you. But if you think Jacobs is better than Zeke, you probably think he's going to be more involved in the passing game.
True. I do, and I think he will, and I think that's going to happen.
All right, big question. First and goal, 4:40 left. Are the Chargers going to win this game? Before this play is run, go.
No.
Yes, I think they will. Who's that? Kelly?
Pull it up. Who's your partner? William Hill? Can I say DraftKings on here?
No, you can say William Hill.
What are the live in games odds right now?
I'm trying to look right now. Let's see.
That's Will.
All right.
They usually pull them right now. Yeah, it's not.
Well, wait until after he scores. Then I bet you the Kansas City's. I bet you it's not like a crazy plus 400. I bet you it's still like a 125 or 130.
Yeah, I would guess that if this is a touchdown, Kansas City's like at worst plus 150,
which isn't even fun.
Josh Kelly is like the goal line back right here.
The Cowboys were like 8-1 at one point today.
What does Austin Eckler have to do to get more carries? Everybody's been saying that in our Twitch chat today. Kelly again. Nah, dude.
Tell you what, now watch this here for this third down, because that was a sort of a read option type of play out of the pistol there. I would not be surprised at all if they call something similar here and then have Herbert try and run it to the outside.
Yeah, I think they got to get him out of the pocket.
Tell you what, let me ask you this. If the Chargers win this game and they win their next two, and Tyrod Taylor's still out, has Herbert just kind of
Tyrod Taylor's job is gone.
Has he just Wally pipped him completely?
I think it's gone. I think it's done already.
It's gone. Just like Baker, just like the Browns in 2016.
Yeah, it's gone.
Or 2017, I guess.
Oh, what if the next game he's like 121 with 3 interceptions and a touchdown?
Yeah. Look, what did I say? Exact same play.
Throw the ball.
Oh boy.
I
called that. How about that?
Chiefs are going to win now.
That was the exact same play. Except they had him pull it and run.
You know, I'm glad he didn't force it and throw an interception. But the Chargers defense has been so good all game. Hey, Mizauskas, let's get a Twitch poll in here. Who do we think's winning the game? Straight up. Chiefs or Chargers?
The Chiefs, if they're selling.
Well, yeah, they didn't score. I mean, it's a lot easier answer now.
Look,
Adam.
They got have a little faith in the Chargers defense. All right, do we want to have a different question? Like, will the Chiefs score a touchdown on their next drive? Because they could win in overtime, and then
let's see if the Money Badger can put this one through.
He's a hurricane. He's got this.
Is he?
Yeah.
That's a chip shot anyway.
He's got it. He's got it. All right, yeah, let's do it. Who wins, Chiefs or Chargers? You got a 3-point lead with 2:27 left. Let's see. I like the Chiefs. Everybody like the Chiefs? We have such blind faith in the Chiefs.
They're showing that. Have you brought up the replay where he messed up the fake handoff?
No.
The ball went this way. The running back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not see that.
Whoops.
That's how the Chiefs knew it wasn't. Like they knew
that's how they knew that.
Yeah.
It was on the wrong side of the quarterback.
I got to say, dude, I think Austin Eckler's been, just based on the numbers and based on everything I'm seeing in Twitch today, I think Austin Eckler's been underutilized. 15 carries for 91 yards. Josh Kelly has 23 carries for 64 yards.
Maybe they're pacing him.
I mean, you got to win the game right there.
It's a long season. Everyone's getting hurt. You led my little thing with everyone's getting hurt. Maybe they're trying to keep him from getting hurt.
Whoa.
Adam, you can't have it both ways, man.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
What happened?
James White's father was in a car crash today and died.
Yeah.
And that's why he's inactive.
Wow. I didn't.
That's terrible.
He was a captain with the Miami-Dade Police Department. That's awful.
Heartbreaking stuff.
His mother was also in the car as in critical condition. That is horrible, man.
Yeah, horrible stuff.
Thoughts and prayers to all the White family. That is awful. Oh my God. I'm just trying to, anyway, not to belabor the point. It's just
terrible. And you're right. Thoughts and prayers, but it's just awful situation. So sorry to hear it. We got a little bit more than 2 minutes left. We asked you who's going to win, the Chiefs or the Chargers right now.
Let's guess. I was going to say 75% Chiefs.
80% right now are on the Chiefs. Who is the Chargers player of the game? Chargers player Herbert, right?
Wait, Will, are the Chargers
defensive ends?
Are the Chargers maybe not the favorites to win the game in the live odds right now?
I'm waiting for it to pop back up, but I would guess
that would be a little crazy, like with a 3-point lead. That would be kind of funny.
Yeah, because we were talking about last night we were watching. I was watching the NC State Wake Forest game, and NC State was up 3 with like 3 minutes left, right? And Wake was like plus 150 or something like that. My buddy bet on Wake because he's like, we'll find a way to screw this up. Like I'm going to hedge out a little bit. But like I think it would be the reverse here. Like, are they really going to put Kansas City as a dog right now?
Right.
Even though they're trailing by 3 with 2 minutes.
No
left.
way.
With 80% of people in our poll thinking that Kansas City's going to win. I think you go with the general consensus.
So usually these live odds things are run by an algorithm, right? And it pops up, but like somebody can jump in and tweak it because you see that with injuries, like if a quarterback goes down, the under crashes, et cetera, et cetera. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if this waited a little while to come up and then the Chiefs were in fact favored. Are we worried about the Washington football team stealing one here?
Well, the Cardinals are in the red zone. There's a lot going on for fantasy right now, by the way. Cardinals are in the red zone, trying to milk the clock a little bit here and salt this one away up 27-15. Meanwhile, Mark Ingram got pushed out of bounds at like the 4-yard line. It's 3rd and goal there. Lamar Jackson's having a pretty bad fantasy day. I mean, I'm sure he's playing really well, but not putting up the fantasy point. Like Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes, I think are both under 20 fantasy points right now in 6-point per passing touchdown leagues. That is wild.
Mahomes is going to get 80 yards passing right here and maybe like 10 rushing.
Oh, Mahomes at 22. 22. Jackson's at 19, but they're not top 12 quarterbacks. And I think Mahomes is going to have something to say about that. And let's see about Lamar Jackson as well.
I bought a bunch of Dwayne Haskins rookie cards, by the way. Speaking of Washington.
Are you into the cards thing?
I was, and then I took like 12 years off.
Oh yeah, I meant like the modern cards, yeah.
But now it's kind of fun again, man. It's like I'm on Star Stock doing that challenge. Are you in that, Will?
No, I don't. I'm not into. I've sort of started flirting with the card market a little bit, but I haven't really dove in. I've got a bunch of baseball cards here from back in the day that my mom sent home with me.
Nice.
I mean, they are worthless.
Yeah, all the ones we grew up with are totally worthless.
It's unbelievable. Like I'm like,
just
oh
figure it out.
All these Michael Jordan cards are like, I'm like, the Ken Griffey cards. You look them up, you're like, they're worth $5.
Yeah.
I thought I'd have like $10,000 worth of cards, and I don't.
They figured it out though. They created scarcity, so it's good. Yeah. Anyway, the point is
exactly. Well, that's what happened. Is the market got flooded.
Yeah.
And 87 tops and through like the 93 upper deck where there was just tons of the cards.
Yes.
Now they've done that. The Panini people have decided like, all right, we're only going to produce X number.
And
so
we're
they're
going to have
worth
these different variations that 1 out of 5, 1 out of 10, 1 out of 25.
Right.
The
All right,
poll-
2-minute warning. Chiefs are
Oh,
moving.
the gap is being narrowed a little bit here.
They're not posting a live line. They're not doing it.
That's
67% for the Chiefs and Chargers. Still, we don't think they're going to win, but it's getting a little closer. 68% to 32%. All right, so I just want to see how many timeouts the Chargers have left.
I feel like a big Mecole Hardman big play coming up, Aizer.
Oh, does he?
Chargers have 2.
Watkins-
Chiefs have 3.
Is Watkins still out?
I'm
He hasn't
not
come back, has he?
I am not sure. So anyway,
can't
Chargers. All right, Chargers have 2 timeouts left. You're at the 40? Where are they? 48-yard line. 2 minutes left. Are you even thinking about let's not score too early? If you're the Chiefs, are you that confident that you're just going to score, that you don't want to leave any time on the clock, or you just whatever? Let's just go do our thing. Because they're hurrying up.
I think you would. Well, I think if you're the Chiefs, you would take a touchdown anytime you can get it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to purposely get out of your flow too. I mean,
Right.
if you're rolling down, you got momentum and you're hitting a couple passes and you got them off their balance, just go for it and then hope your defense does their job.
Well, and the other thing too is if you get a touchdown, they have to get a touchdown back.
Right.
They can't get a field goal to send it to overtime. So I think you're willing to take any sort of touchdown rather than having to settle for. You know what I'm saying? I think the Chiefs would take a touchdown right now and just be like, all right, you got 2 minutes to go get a field goal, Chargers.
It is the 2-minute warning right now, and we want to thank everybody for joining us today. It's been a lot of fun.
How about Lowe's? Shout out Lowe's.
Home team watch party presented by Lowe's. It's been great. Thanks to Dante Hall. Thanks to Shawne Merriman. Thanks to Dave Richard for hopping on. And we're finishing the show with Will Brinson. It's been here the entire time, save for a 60-second break to give his son Oreos.
What a guy.
And
since I've been here the whole time, and I did go get a beer too at one point.
Well, you tweeting? You tweet a lot, man. Are you doing this and then sneaking in some tweets here and there? Or is this
the nice thing about a Twitch show like this where you sit here for 4 hours, I don't feel like I have to be locked in, making camera eye contact with Aizer the entire time.
I know.
My son actually, so he came and opened the door, and so he was like, "Daddy," and we're talking on the show, so I didn't say anything, and he goes, "Will Brinson." Because he called me by my full name if I don't answer him. I put myself on mute. I was like, "Buddy, what is it?" He's like, "I pooped. Come here and see it." But I didn't want to tell you that. I told you it was Oreos.
Dude, Nando, I miss you guys, man. I miss you and your family. We should have been hanging out so much these last 6 months. I was talking about that with my wife. I'm glad I get to hang out with you now.
I feel like that's set up for a joke.
No, it's not at all. I'm just saying, I miss you guys. It's cool that we get to hang out and watch football together. With all of our followers here. And I actually said to my wife, I was like, I think maybe the only family I'd be willing to hang out with is Nando's family, right?
Do you mean you would, because we've been staying very clean and tight, or do you mean because we're fun?
Because I trust you. You're not that fun, but I trust you to not,
You're not fun either. I'm out here.
All right, can we get this show on the road here? 1st and 15. Now they're back in their own territory here. At the 2-minute warning, the Chargers have 2 timeouts. The Chiefs have 3 timeouts. It's basically been just 2 players.
We're in the house.
Mostly Kelsey and a little bit of Tyreek Hill. And we got an incomplete pass. So now it is 2nd down.
I wonder what Edwards-Helaire, I don't do DFS basically at all anymore, but I wonder what Edwards-Helaire was, his percentage was this week. I wonder if there are a lot of disappointed Edwards-Helaire DFS people out there who missed playing him, in the season long because they didn't believe in him, didn't draft him or whatever. And then wanted a piece of him in week 2 because he was so electric in week 1. And I wonder if people went nuts and 30% ownership roster.
I drafted one of the worst fantasy teams you'll ever see.
Fantasy teams or DFS teams?
DFS teams.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the he was probably around, I think he was around 10%. So not
right.
Henry was the big problem.
Yeah.
He was owned in he was almost up at 40 to 50% owned.
At least he kind of finished strong.
No, he had not. I mean, he didn't.
He finished 80 something yards, didn't he?
All right, what? Forget defense.
I'm 40 carries
right now. It's 3rd and 7. All right, and Clyde. It's good to see Clyde Edwards-Helaire is in the game. I think Darrell Williams may have gotten hurt in this game, but
Aizer, do you think the Chiefs would take a touchdown right now?
I do. I was so certain. Yeah, that false start penalty or whatever it was a big deal. 3rd and 7. Here we go. Oh, you gotta cover Tyreek Hill. You gotta cover Tyreek Hill.
Let him get out of bounds.
Yeah, that's a good play.
Oh, he's hurt.
Oh,
Tyreek pulled up limp there.
Jeez, what a shock. This has been a bloodbath today.
I just realized I'm on a 10-second delay off of you guys.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm ahead of everybody, man.
No, feel free to spoil it.
Dante Hall told me to shut up earlier.
I don't think
He's like, Will, stop talking. He's like, man, come on.
All right, getting ready there. So in case you're curious, my awesome DFS team: Kyler Murray, Miles Sanders, Jonathan Taylor, Mike Evans, Devontae Adams, Robert Woods, Raheem Mostert, T.J. Hawkinson.
That's pretty good.
Hey, T.J. Hawkinson.
I'm winning like 20-something bucks today. I don't play for a lot of money, but I'm winning all three.
Oh,
That's Edwards Elaire.
Yep.
Wow. All right, Nando, something happened.
That's all right. No, you can say it. Don't say it out loud, man. You're here for the people.
Edwards Helaire. Oh, holding. It's called back.
Oh, psych.
Wow.
Oh, good. Adam, you want to read another DFS team? Because that was compelling. So feel free.
Man,
3 games are going on that are really fun. And
I was
Dwayne
trying
Haskins.
to find the roster percentage for Clyde Edwards Elaire.
Are you on Red Zone, Nando?
Well, said it was 10%. No, I'm on. I'm doing it on my Fire Stick though.
Yeah, I mean, I got a Fire Stick. It is crazy how big the delay is.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow,
Good
that
times.
is a really bad holding penalty. Tyreek Hill is on the sideline with no helmet right now.
This is the McCole Hardman play we were talking about.
1st and 20.
Dude, they really might lose at this point. All right, 1st and 20 with 1:03 left at the Chargers 45.
Oh,
And it's like the greatest offense of our generation. So I think we'll be okay.
You think they're going to win? You still?
I mean, worst case, they kick a field goal
They're
and they
not in
tie it
field
and
goal
they go in
range yet.
overtime.
But these penalties, man, 2 big penalties.
Bunker made a 58-yarder earlier. They're in field goal range.
But I mean, they do a 15-yard play, then a 7-yard play, and then they're fine.
All right.
Right?
So is it like extra innings in baseball? Do they like start with like an extra player or something like that? Like, I'm trying to make a bad joke here.
Yeah, I thought you'd be better prepared for the show, man.
Did they change overtime rules like they did in baseball?
All right, so they need 2nd and 20. They probably need. Oh my goodness!
Tyreek Hill back in the game, by the way.
Hill might be. That's a. Oh, the Ravens just picked off. Oh, that's Gus Edwards running. Dobbins, big play.
Yeah, that was Dobbins finally getting loose. 44-yard run. Deshaun Watson, man, 16 fantasy points. Struggled last week, and he's got the Steelers next week. Brandon Cooks had a good game though, 5 catches for 95 yards. That was really good to see. Obviously, Will Fuller getting hurt, but it's good.
I feel like the Chargers are going to pull this out.
I kind of do too. 3rd and 20. You got to go for the field goal here, right? Like you got to get like 10 yards. Give him a 52-yard kick.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. This is tricky because you don't want to. You want to get the first down in a perfect world, but you don't want to risk.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! They're going to let him run for the first down.
Oh my God!
Maniac!
Wow,
he was gonna slide.
great play, dude.
He saw the sticks, dude. What a play by Mahomes!
That's a great play.
That is so great. He spotted it. You can watch it. Watch this on the Nando. You'll see in a second.
Just give me 10 minutes. I'll find it.
He's about to slide, right? He's about to slide right here, and he's nope. I got to get that first down. He saw the sticks, and instead of sliding and giving him the field goal, he went and took the hit and was like, "I've got to get that first down." And now you have a chance to actually win the game.
I can actually see this in the reflection of Aizer's.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I'm
to do
good.
about that. They got
All right,
this
so thanks for
light-
blocking it now that I could see it. I appreciate that.
Yeah, dude, I got to really. I'm gonna have to take my Simpsons poster down, and I really don't want to do that.
So don't do it. Who cares?
I guess, yeah. Who
Open
cares?
it up and take the glass out.
It's Twitch. All right.
So I wasn't disrespecting Twitch. I was saying
Man,
people enjoy it.
No, I'm saying anything goes.
What?
Bill got me to say something very inappropriate on Twitch earlier. So
Nando was on.
yeah, no, I don't want to say it again.
Oh.
I'm just like, I'm embarrassed. I gave in. All right, first down at the 24-yard, 44 seconds left. Both teams have 2 timeouts. That
Of
is
all the people to peer pressure you, I wouldn't think it would be me.
Yeah, you guys abandoned your Chiefs.
Oh.
Nando's tried to peer pressure me so many times.
Nice little dump off to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They got 2 timeouts though.
Yeah, but you know what? I never tried to get you to drink. So I think I should get points for that.
Yeah, I was about to say he tried to get me to try grappa. Oh, you did get me to try grappa.
Grappa's different, man. Grappa's like a Italian.
Mahomes
Jimmy Garoppolo's family invented
Get out
grappa.
of bounds. You can't let him get out of bounds. What are you
Dude.
doing?
Oh, flag down. What do we got?
Will that be a 10-second runoff or they got to use the timeout? These Chiefs have they haven't called holding all season. And now the Chiefs are just getting slammed for holding.
Is that
That's
a
a
10-second
simile,
runoff?
10 yards.
Yes, I think it is a 10-second runoff, right?
But you can use your timeout
You know,
instead of the 10-second runoff.
Do you know how crazy it is
I
that a
don't do
rookie walked into the Super Bowl winning team and it's just like a seamless part of this?
It's insane.
It's like, I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but like Clyde Edwards-Helaire, just like, hey guys, I'm here.
Yeah,
There've been no preseason games, and I'm a perfect fit for the system. And
Although
I've learned
maybe
everything.
there's no holding, maybe there's no runoff because he got out of bounds.
Yeah, well,
No, because look, it got tacked on at the end of the run. It's
It wasn't
second and
illegal
13.
formation. You know, they didn't just blow the play dead or anything.
Right,
I don't know
right,
if it's a different type of penalty. Is that a false start? No. Oh, man, it's just so easy.
I know.
So
All right,
easy.
You got to burn your timeout now. You get one.
I got one left.
This is interesting. You get one end zone look, or you could theoretically throw it underneath, call your timeout, and then I think you got to have the timeout.
I think you got two. I think you got two shots at the end zone here. 12 seconds. Oh, 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
When it was 12, when it was 12, I was more confident of that. It's 10 now. Yeah. All right. Okay.
What's going on
What
with
did they do?
Washington? I just kept this game on.
Game over. Cardinals 30, Washington 15. Kyler Murray 33 fantasy points. Kenyon
Kyler's a
Drake,
monster.
2
He
catches.
wasn't having it before when the show started. Before I jumped on, I was checking. I went to that little CBS page. It tells you all the leaders that are live.
Oh, it's a great page.
Yeah, he must have had a strong. He wasn't doing great. I don't think.
He had 2 rushing touchdowns.
Dude, Kyler is like, he looks exactly, he's like Lamar Jackson right now. And he's got DeAndre
The
Hopkins.
Kyler MVP case. It's interesting. I mean, like obviously, you know, like Russell is up there. They got to play tonight. You know, Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, but like Kyler Murray and Josh Allen are in the MVP discussion right now.
Absolutely. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line with 10 seconds left.
Aizer, move to your left a little bit. No, your other left.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were wrong.
Be careful. Can't use too much time here.
Oh, that's it. That's the
Smart by Mahomes. We may be going to overtime.
I hope they block it.
Do you not like the Chiefs? Are they like the villains now?
I like the Chiefs. I like them plenty. But
I'm rooting for the Chargers.
I think they deserve to win today. Like, they get your starting quarterback knocked out right out of the gate. You got a rookie against the Super Bowl champions. Look at that hair on the holder. My goodness. And,
by the way, that's 2 really impressive plays by Patrick Mahomes. Like heads up in the heat of the moment while running with the football to know timing, time on the clock, distance awareness on the sticks.
Oh my God. This is it's like, come on. He ran out of bounds. He had a freaking timeout. He didn't even need to get out of bounds. You're giving way too much praise.
No. I'm saying he ran out of bounds.
With 3 seconds left.
There was 3 seconds left. He didn't want to lose the game because dude, something
3
like
seconds.
Daniel Jones will like run around for another 3 seconds and be like, the game's over. You know, that's what he would do.
I think you're giving him a little bit too much credit. This is
poor
what
Daniel Jones, man.
You know, this reminds me. This is like how people won't say that the Beatles have bad songs because they're the Beatles, but they have some like terrible songs. You're just like, you're making Patrick Mahomes the Beatles.
Aizer, get your guitar. I know it's close by.
Are you slandering the Beatles?
No, I love the Beatles, but some of their songs are terrible.
He doesn't like Star Wars, doesn't like the Beatles.
Right now, I made fun of Aizer for not knowing overtime rules, but wait, each team doesn't get a possession, right? If somebody scores a touchdown, it's over.
Touchdown, it's over. Yeah.
Okay.
10 minutes, touchdown, it's over. And
So
we're
the
hanging
over
around.
50 cannot lose here is what I'm saying. Or the under 50 cannot lose here is what I'm asking.
Oh, yeah, don't you think that the under should just be for regulation?
No, a game is a game.
Yeah.
Should the wins and losses just be for
that's
regulation?
Why the worst thing about like betting on college football is that like if it goes to overtime, it's like, you know, they trade possessions until someone wins.
I think it could probably end on a pick six. No, it couldn't. No, it couldn't. Oh, they can only score 9 points, right? Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Master of the rule book, Adam Aizer.
Master of math. Let's talk a little fantasy here. Nando, pick a game.
No, man. You know what? You should have had this ready to go, man. I can't just sit here and like spin a wheel and be like, give me the 49ers.
All right, you know what? I don't think we've actually talked about the Giants without Saquon Barkley. All right, Deion Lewis got all the work. Wayne Gallman was inactive. Nando, what do you think about
pick a game? Here's the worst game.
A Giants running back on waivers.
I don't know, man. It's like Wayne Gallman, I feel like, has had this chance 3 or 4 times and hasn't really done a ton with it. And I know that because I loved Wayne Gallman. I think it was his rookie year. Someone got hurt, and it went to like Orleans Darkwa instead when I was hot on Gallman. Plus, Gallman was a healthy scratch this week, which isn't, I mean, we've seen that before when a guy's a healthy scratch and he's awesome. But I don't know, man. Deion Lewis obviously can't do it. I'm sure, like Devontae Freeman, I'm sure will visit the Giants.
Yeah.
A couple other guys probably. I mean, there's got to be what Judges with the Patriots. So I'm sure there's a dude floating around who's a former Patriot. Lamar Miller maybe could be a good Giants running back.
I don't know if anyone's going to be a good one.
Right? It's perfect.
It's
Reggie Bonifon. I thought might have been a shot, but I guess he's back on the Panthers practice squad.
They can sign him off the practice squad though.
Yeah, dude, he's gonna pop up from I think maybe to Carolina actually. If McCaffrey's really hurt.
Yeah.
Mike Davis is basically Christian McCaffrey. So
and the problem for the Giants is like you're not going to go trade for a running back.
Now, who are you going to trade for?
Well, it's like, do you? Yeah, I mean, I don't.
If the Giants get the #1 pick in the draft, like, do they trade Daniel Jones?
It's the worst case scenario.
Arizona did it, and it's working out fine for them.
Yeah.
New regime.
Definitely take Trevor Lawrence.
But like Daniel Jones hasn't been as bad as.
No.
Oh, I think they trade out of the top spot if they get the first overall pick. You can't like Daniel Jones has been good enough. You canned Eli Manning for Daniel Jones.
Can you get a first round pick, like a late first round pick for Daniel Jones?
Well, I'll tell you what you can get is 3 or 4 first round picks for Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I would just draft Trevor Lawrence.
I mean, I would too, but
well, that doesn't matter.
But I don't think they're going to be that terrible. I think they're going to be like Miami last year, where they'll gel at the end, especially with Saquon out. The running game will become a different flow of that, and
they've been competitive, I guess.
Give Jason Garrett a chance. Jason Garrett's a good offensive coordinator.
Jason Garrett, yeah. I mean, he is. Seemed like the Cowboys were always better when he wasn't calling plays. And here we go. Chargers with the ball first as we start overtime, and we'll talk a little more fantasy here. All right, Nando.
Who are the contenders for the top pick? Jets. I mean, the Jets look like they're cruising.
The Jets exist. You know.
I mean, just so we're clear, Adam Gase today, in today is Sunday, September 20th, 2020. It is the year 2020.
Yeah.
He gave Frank Gore 21 carries today.
Right.
Is that the worst part?
In a blowout loss too.
The worst part was that they gave up a first down on 3rd and 31 when the 49ers ran the ball. They have a 55-yard run on 3rd and 31. I mean, like the Niners weren't even trying to get a first down. And the Jets,
we were just going to slide.
No, they were like, all right, let's hand off and get out of here. Like this game's out of here.
Like, I said that Jimmy Garoppolo was like a late round sleeper because his schedule was so easy. And he ended up with like 22 fantasy points last week.
He's hurt.
I know. But
he was playing hurt for most of that game too.
He scored 17 points on 16 passes today.
What do you do here?
That was 3rd down. Oh, this game's over. They go 3 and out.
I think you have to go here.
Go for it. Absolutely go for it.
I think you have to go here.
Oh my gosh, Twitch. What do we think? It's 4th and 1 at your own 34-yard line. You know you're in a ton of trouble. All they need is a field goal if you punt it over to Kansas City.
Are we going to do giveaways on the show?
Oh, this is weak, dude.
This is coward.
Go for it. No, we're not doing giveaways, Nando.
Why not? Can
you not dress up so nice next time?
I like it.
I feel like Nando's always dressed up.
What do you wear? Are you wearing shorts?
No, sweatpants.
It's okay.
You want?
Oh man, do you guys?
I don't know how to make you see them.
So I went to the store last night, and could this be a fake?
That's so weak, dude.
Why would you punt to Patrick Mahomes there? What are you doing?
Oh, that's a hell of a punt, though.
Yeah, it is.
See, he caught it at his own 5-yard line. They always do that now.
So I had to go to the store last night to get us groceries for supper, and
dinner.
Okay, whatever.
Oh, you don't get them in a box delivered to your doorstep?
Yeah, we cook at my house.
I cook everything. It's raw ingredients.
No, you didn't make the. No, it's not. You had pre-made pesto.
You warm things up.
I did have pre-made pesto. That was
that's not cooking.
Yeah.
And I was wearing like a button up. It's like an Easter color style button up.
You don't call it button down?
Button down.
Button down, excuse me. Button down. I don't know what I'm talking about. And
so, I mean, look, maybe button it up.
Patagonia, but I don't know what I was wearing. Patagonia shorts, these like basically a bathing suit with like the mesh cut out of them, and these like suede, like little suede like loafers. And then I drove my wife's car to the store, and I realized I'd forgotten my mask. And so she has some in the car, so I wasn't really worried about it. But the only one she had was like the blue mask and had a bunch of makeup on the inside from where she was wearing it. And then a leopard print cloth mask. So I was like, I don't want to makeup all over my face. So I'm walking around in the grocery store in like a button down, like a bathing suit, suede loafers, and a leopard skin mask. And people were looking at me like I am a nut job.
Yeah, but the best part about the mask is no one knows who you are.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. Yeah. Like people kept like what is this outfit? And I was like, oh my God.
That's really funny. I
By the
bought
way,
5 masks from a company.
The Pick Six podcast parlay, which we do every week, hit for the second week in a row.
Nice.
And I haven't bet it for the second week in a row.
Oh,
All I do are parlays. I don't do I don't get the point of like $10 to win 12. I got like a 7-team $3 parlay that's going to win me $1,800. And it's done by like 12. It's up before the games even start.
Lions over, Falcons over, and the Giants plus 5.5.
got lucky on that one. Was that Darrell Williams carrying there? I'm trying to keep track of these injuries.
Has Sammy Watkins come back in?
No, I think he's probably concussed.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. It looked like he could either be like gingerly holding his arm or he's, you can't really tell.
No, I think he got his head hit. I think his head was hit.
That was Darwin Thompson. So yeah, I do think Darrell Williams is out. I'm sure people on Twitch know. I can understand it's been a little bit difficult to follow some of the news here, and it's been an incredibly busy day with a lot of fantasy news. So we're going to break it down in our podcast tonight and get that out to you a little bit later, about an hour later than usual.
Big. 3rd and 8.
Wow, man, I got to give the Chargers credit. Like, I still think they should have gone for it, but their defense has played so well.
Yeah.
How did they like barely beat Cincinnati last week?
I don't know. It's very bizarre.
Tyrod Taylor, man.
How did Mike Williams? I haven't even looked at the stat sheet. How did Mike Williams end up with it? He disappeared again early. I know that.
2 catches for 14 yards.
That sucks if you like went off his week 1 and you're like, Mike Williams, this is the year.
Well, and like Dave was saying too, so what Herbert came in, right?
Yeah.
And Keenan Allen has 10 targets and 7 catches.
Yeah, and Hunter Henry.
Oh, that was offsides. He got him to bite.
Did he?
Right? Yep, free play.
Oh boy.
And
oh, fun game, man.
Yeah, this has been a blast.
Yeah,
Terry McLaurin finished with 125 yards at a touchdown, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Touchdown was in garbage time, but
like
who cares?
There were some cornerback matchups that I was pretty concerned about, and none of them. There were 4. I can only think of 3 right now. DJ Moore had a big game. I was worried about him.
Because he had a good matchup, or are you just saying that?
Oh, he had a bad matchup. He had a bad matchup against the Bucs. Do better against number 1 wide receivers than pretty much any team.
Well, after one game?
No, after the last half of last year and
one. You count
game.
that? Adam?
Yeah, I count as the same guys. It's the same secondary. They got a bunch of good young corners.
The Bucs?
Yeah. Carlton Davis turned into a great player. But DJ Moore
where did he go to college?
I have no idea. But DJ Moore had a really good game. Patrick Mahomes gonna get. Oh wait,
he got it.
So now you can praise that play, Will. Yeah, DJ Moore, Terry McLaurin.
You don't think that his previous 2 plays were well done?
The first one, yeah, not the running out of bounds with 3 seconds left. Like that's 3 seconds.
Why? That's like great awareness.
Yeah.
Long time. Like how many plays take 10 seconds? Like,
all right, but you count.
Tell you what. If you go out of bounds if you don't get out of bounds in 1 second, like the clock runs and they don't get a timeout in.
Timeout left.
I mean, yeah, but you take out the risk. That's the whole point. Like you eliminate the risk of the clock running out.
Pretty standard stuff.
I don't think so.
You can count that in your head while you're trying to scramble with all these dudes coming at you.
Running around a football field with 11 guys chasing him, trying to take him out, and he's no, he's watching. That was my point. It's like I think his peripheral vision as he's running and moving around is just like out of this world. And like
Patrick Mahomes is overrated, Will.
You can't cook without Blue Apron, and you don't know how to have a poster in your room without a glare on it. And you
well, I don't usually have 2 TVs on at one time, Nando. Okay.
I don't believe that, actually. I believe you would.
Only during the only time you would stream?
Actually, I'm loving it. Like I usually have a game on a laptop, and I like to, I don't like to be down here the entire day. So.
Oh, really?
No, I like to be around my family when I can.
You're watching football?
Yeah.
They don't want to watch football.
They don't watch, but they're just there, and I get to interact with them.
That's nice. I don't know if everyone knows this, but I introduced Adam to his wife. And he repaid me by not putting me in his wedding party.
I think everybody knows that.
I'm obliged to say that every time we hang out.
Everybody knows that. I'm pretty pumped about Jonathan Taylor, by the way. 26.
Oh, shout out to a pretty good crowd in the watching the old Twitch stream. It's
yeah, man, this is great.
I looked
Aizer,
earlier.
give some shout outs to usernames.
NBA rigged. T4NG. I'm gonna let Will do it since I butcher all the names. All right, big 3rd down. Mahomes scrambling.
Mahomes is moving and he's got it. Oh!
I don't know. I think he's short.
Bad
He's
spot.
Short.
That's tough.
He's short.
They'll give him the spot. He's Patrick Mahomes. Come on.
Shorted him.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good call. I think that's a good spot.
Oh, you know what? Maybe they won't give him the spot, so they make this go a little longer. What
Andy
time
Reid's
is it?
going for it. Andy Reid.
7:30?
Kestrimmel asked, any thoughts on Pats versus Hawks? I think New England's going to win this game, and I think it goes under.
Oh, I think Seahawks. Let me tell you something. When Tom
That should be overturned, and he should get that first down.
I don't think so. I think he.
Look,
He's out of bounds at that point. He's short. He's out of bounds, or I think before.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not even going to review it.
I feel like Chris Carson's going to be that guy this year who has like a ton of 140-yard games.
Was that Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
No, it was not
goal line
Clyde
carry.
Edwards-Helaire.
Wait, why do they have to? Why do players have to do this? It's like on an incompletion, or like the Chargers guy pops up. He's like, no, never got it. It's like he's 3 yards. He's like he's a yard and a half past that marker. Like he got it. Like why are you signaling that he didn't get it?
Pretty fantasy relevant, I think, that Clyde Edwards-Helaire did not get that carry.
Yeah,
given his short yardage struggle.
That is basically a goal line carry.
Yep. That was big.
That was like Darwin Thompson,
by the way.
Ooh.
It was Darwin Thompson. Darrell Williams is out.
Darwin Thompson was supposed to be the man. You remember that when everyone was sweating Darwin Thompson so hard last year?
I think I used a 6th-round pick on him. Oh, good block.
Holmes. This looks like danger. Oh, drop. DeMarcus Robinson. Why do you keep dropping balls, man?
He just missed it.
No, it was a good throw. Oh, it's right through his hands. See, here's what's great. I've got Red Zone on one TV, and it's like 5 seconds behind the live feed. So I get like the instant replay.
Yeah, that's what I love doing that. I do that on Sunday nights. I'll turn because I have an HD antenna for the TV. You know.
Oh, nice.
But you like
you had the leaf? You got the leaf?
Yeah, got the leaf.
Nice. Yeah, all right.
It's just faster than everything else. So you want the HD antenna on you'd be able to watch that, and then you can watch the secondary replay. That ball never hit DeMarcus Robinson's hands.
Well, it should have. Then he just completely whiffed on it.
Yeah,
a good enough throw. I don't know.
Travis Kelsey on the sideline.
I should really start wearing my glasses.
Travis Kelsey's on the sideline breathing heavily.
You don't have glasses, do you?
I do have glasses, yeah. You didn't know that?
We're trying to look debonair now?
No, I'm getting old, man.
I wish Nando had
let me look at these notes. I'm Adam Aizer.
I wish Nando had an ascot on right now.
I can do that.
I bet you.
Well, you definitely haven't.
I'm in my basement. There's got to be something here that I can do.
Who's priority this week on waivers? Oh my gosh.
T4NG_Y is saying this guy is praising Mahomes for a play everyone should make. LOL.
It's true.
Everyone should make it.
Are you this guy? I think
I'm this guy.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So who's on waivers? This is really funny. My TV is between Aizer's 2 TVs. I'm ahead of the Simpsons reflection, but behind the commentary.
Yeah, but he's probably got a Twitch delay.
Tyreek Hill in motion. Yeah, I know. There's so much to consider.
All right, they are inside of the field goal target range now.
Yeah.
But I switched to YouTube TV, and I want to see how I can work functionally without direct TV for the first time because it's really expensive and I really love it. And I think Sunday Ticket's going to move off it at some point anyway. But that means I go away from Siciliano on Red Zone.
Oh, on to Hansen.
Oh, dude, Hansen.
Hansen's good.
I live and die by him. He's the man.
Really?
Oh, I love him.
I like Siciliano a lot better.
He is my favorite. Like, I wish I were half as good as Scott Hansen. I love that guy. He's
not watching, dude. You don't have to say that here. Come on.
I'm just trying to get a job.
Holy tight coverage, Batman.
Oh, all right. Fourth and inches. All right, here, guys, you kicking or you going here? 54 yards. You got to go for this, right? How long is this field goal?
I don't even. Who's their kicker? Cairo Santos still?
Harrison
Butker. I meant. Yeah, right. It gets confusing. It's late.
It's about.
Oh man, that should be a first down.
No.
Yeah, he slipped and came back.
I keep giving them first downs.
Are we allowed to drink on this thing?
Yeah, drink.
Can we
Dante
swear?
Hall drank.
Yeah.
Oh, he's Dante Hall.
They're kicking the
He's
field
drinking
goal.
Hennessy.
All right. Yeah, he's such a good kicker.
Dante Hall.
3-yard attempt. He made a 58-yarder earlier.
Did you guys play Yahoo when Dante Hall was playing? And people would click on return yards.
Oh no!
For me. That's his legacy. Is when like those Yahoo leagues when you could get return yard points, and like people had Dante Hall, and it was like he would just be so good at returning.
Yeah.
That like you'd have to actually start. That's what you got to start paying attention to the rules.
That
was our TMR days.
My buddy of course. My buddy who used to run our league, I now run it. He was commissioner for 1 year, and he cranked up. It was probably like, it's like 2007, I guess. He cranked up the defensive scoring and drafted the Bears in like the 5th round. And we're like, you SOB. Like, and it was when they went, they had like the Super Bowl caliber defense. And like nobody could figure it out. And like the Bears were like killing it every week. But then we kicked him. We didn't kick him out of the league, but took away his power.
That's smart.
All right. So let's just, before this game ends, which might happen after this commercial break, who are the top waiver wire priorities? I mean, this is like an unbelievable last week I thought was going to be an unbelievable week of waivers, but it turned out in almost all of my leagues, Malcolm Brown was already rostered. Nyheim Hines was already rostered. Josh Kelly was already rostered. So
this is going to be a bad week.
No, it's going to be.
Yeah, there's no clear. I mean, you're going to have to make these decisions. Like, I know you can drop Malcolm Brown, right?
Jerick McKinnon is like going to be big.
Is he? Because what about Tevin Coleman?
Darrell Henderson is going to be big.
Well, you should have already had him. How about Jordan Reed?
Coleman and Deion Lewis. How much? Oh, Jordan Reed. Nah, well, Kittle's expected back. Dalton Schultz could be a big one. Man, it's crazy. All right, here we go.
Like, look who's gonna the Giants' new running backs. That's gonna be a split. The Carolinas. I mean, I guess Mike Davis is gonna be number one guy. Yeah.
All right, here we go, guys.
All right. Get your mask on, Hunt.
Get your mask on, bro.
Somebody was like, dude, you're on TV. He's like, huh?
Come on.
Jerry Jones didn't wear one in the LA stadium.
Justin Herbert looks on. Tyreek Hill looks on. A true classic in our first edition of the Home Team Watch Party presented by Lowe's. Harrison Bucker.
Make or miss. What do you think?
Make. Harrison Bucker for the win.
Buried it. Flag on the play.
Flag on the play. I think
it has to be offsides.
Right? It's on the Chargers.
He smoked that thing.
You know, it would be really
false start.
Oh!
Do you have to, now you got to attempt a 58-yarder.
Or do you go for it on 4th and 6? What do you like better? Yeah, just kick a 58-yarder. That was good from 63. He's good.
He made a 58.
I don't know. That's like freezing the kicker, though, Aizer.
He's good. They already tried icing the kicker, I think.
Oh, man.
Oh, icing, right? What did I say? Freezing?
Freezing, yeah. The freezing on the cake.
Oh.
So, you know what I tweeted yesterday? I tweeted that the Pittsburgh Panthers had a basketball goal on their sidelines, and people were trying to roast me on Twitter for using the phrase basketball goal.
That is bad, bro. That is as bad as button-up shirt.
But why is basketball goal so bad? 58-yarder coming now. No,
here we go. 58. Timeout. I think they called
double icing.
He smoked it. And they called timeout on him?
Timeout. I'm pretty sure they called timeout.
This is outrageous. What is happening?
Oh, my God.
Harrison Bucker has made 153 and 158-yard field goals so far, and he now has to go kick another 58-yard field goal.
And watch, he's going to lose some team points for an MFG when he misses this one. And then people are going to look at it and be like, oh, this guy sucks. He missed a field goal. And really, he nailed two huge field goals.
I wonder if he's getting a little fatigued. It can't be easy to kick 3 in a row.
Adam, he's a professional, man. He does this all at halftime.
Andy Reid, I would call timeout right now, and I would give him a break. Give him a little bit of a breather.
I don't hate that idea.
Yeah, maybe. Zoom in breach for this.
I know. We should have gotten breach in here.
All right, here we go.
He buried it again.
It is money.
Wow.
Straight bangers.
Freaking money.
Kick, man. Are you kidding me?
Dude,
what?
Harrison
That is
Bucker.
absolutely nails.
Absolutely money. Holy cow.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this has been like a really crazy day of football, and that's
116, 100 and
no, you're 150. Yeah,
159,
that's like 170 yards of field goals.
Is it 159?
What is it? 58, 58.
3 plus 58.
Yeah.
No. 161?
Wait, 58.
No, 150. I don't know.
169.
169. Okay.
Aizer, man, you got a pen? Come on, dude.
I used to be able to do that stuff. If I had my glasses on, I would have been able to pull that off. Dude, that was terrific. That was really fun. I got a lot of thank yous to think about here. Okay?
Are we sticking around for 60 minutes?
Jamie
Hey, by the way, Chiefs and Ravens, unbeaten Monday night.
Yeah.
Week 3.
Yeah.
Hey, NFL. How about you leave Chiefs and Ravens alone, guys? That's ours. Don't give it to ESPN. That's ours.
Yeah.
That's our prime property for the next 20 years.
Well, let me give out the thank yous. First of all, Will Brinson was supposed to be on for an hour. he's been on for 3.5 hours. So Will, that was awesome. Thank you.
That was a blast.
Excited. Yeah. Nando, great to have you on. Thank you very much.
See you next week, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry we had to kick Shawne Merriman out just to get you on, but
hey, it's part of the deal. When I introduce you to your wife, I'm like, I can just show up on any one of your shows whenever
you'll
I
not
want.
see us next week. We're not doing this every week, but we'll be back in a few weeks for our next home team.
Let's do it anyway for fun. We'll do it on
Why are we
Brinson's
not doing it
Twitch.
next week?
Yeah, we'll do it on Brinson's Twitch.
Chargers Patriots is our next. Chiefs Patriots is our next one. Okay.
Wait, why are we not doing it next week?
I don't make the schedule. Just have fun when you're on. We're looking at the CBS.
Oh, because it's every other week with Fox.
Yeah. And it's not every other week. Sometimes it's 2 in a row. Sometimes it's like 3 weeks. So I think we're off for a couple weeks, and then we'll be back for the Chiefs and the Patriots.
Aizer, can everybody hear Jamie?
I don't think so.
Because it's funny how you're repeating everything he's saying, and it'd be even funnier if people were hearing him on
can't
Twitch
hear
when he's talking.
They can't hear him. They can't hear him.
Are you sure?
All right, we're out of here, everybody. Listen, thanks a lot to Dante Hall and Shawne Merriman, Dave Richard, Nando Di Fino, Will Brinson, Jamie Mixalskis, Ben Strager, and all of you for hanging out for like 3.5 hours. That was amazing. This was so much fun. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to doing it again next time.
Shout out Lowe's, man. What about Lowe's?
Oh,
thank you, Lowe's.
Listen to the Fantasy Football Today. Listen to all the athletic podcasts and all the great stuff that Nando has for you at the Athletic.
The Pick Six podcast?
I did. And
Okay.
thank you to
I didn't hear
Lowe's.
that. I didn't hear that actually. I didn't.
All right, I'm out of here, everybody. You guys can banter if you want. I'll talk to you in a few weeks.